Well, the Cowboys' three-game win streak came to a screeching halt in Detroit last night. They fall 44-30 to the Lions, dropping to 6-6-1 on the season. CeeDee Lamb suffered a concussion in the loss. Cowboys return to action next Sunday night against the Vikings in Dallas. Houston Texans take on the Chiefs on Sunday Night Football this week. Kickoff is set for 7:20, but it all gets started on San Antonio Sports Star at 6:30 Sunday night.
SportsCenter is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagle.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Well, happy Friday, everybody. Hope everybody's having a great Friday. We made it. The weekend is inside.
Did you watch the game last night?
Hallelujah. The sun came up, the birds are still singing, and everything is okay. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Plus, I won money. I'm Joe Reinagle. That's Jason Minix, and we're happy to have you along. However, you're happening to do that.
On the radio. Maybe you're going to watch on at YouTube.
Perhaps.
Listening online. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. This is one of those days, after a Cowboy loss like last night, that you just want to bitch, that you just want to let it off your chest. I mean, the blame game right now is all going to George Pickens, and it should.
Yep.
And it should. But he ain't alone.
No.
The kickoff coverage unit. The hell was that?
The defense. What the hell was that?
Deron Bland, check your ankles, my friend. Jahmyr Gibbs broke them both on one play.
Gosh, dude.
My goodness, were you on ice?
They had no answer for that little dude.
And look, he's great. But
they had no answer for him.
But honestly, how did they revert back? And in some ways, you know, they did have an answer for Jahmyr Gibbs. I mean, he only had 43 yards on 12 carries, although in the pass game, he had 77 receiving yards. The piss-poor tackling, that David Montgomery touchdown run. My goodness, what was that?
Dude, he was like, is there anybody else on the field with me? I don't know that there is, because he was wide open. And nobody around him. Look, it was just one of those games that the Cowboys, and we kind of talked about it. It's one of those games that the Cowboys have happened to them, and they just don't play well. And it was unfortunate that CeeDee Lamb went out with a concussion. That certainly did not help the Cowboys' cause at all, because he was having a pretty good game.
He was having a hell of a game.
But I don't care how the offense – I'm not even going to blame the offense. Now, Pickens we can talk about. But the defense they had no chance of stopping Detroit at all.
Nope.
I mean, they weren't even close to stopping Detroit, and Detroit did whatever it wanted to do, and so it wouldn't have mattered anyway, I don't think.
The Eberflus defense from earlier in the year, I don't want to say, I mean, they did a good job stopping the run. In reality, while that offense racked up 400 yards, they only had 109 yards on the ground. I mean, Montgomery had the 35-yard touchdown run. They did a good job in the run game on Gibbs. What really bothered me is the lack of a pass rush and the lack of blitzing. And I think Eberflus was just scared bleepless about getting those running backs in space on the linebackers. He didn't want to give up that area, but they were awful. You know, Ravel, I know he's a rookie, but
he
dude.
Looked like it. He looked like it.
I mean, I know they had 5 field goals in the game. And my fantasy team loves the fact that Brandon Aubrey had 5 field goals, and a lot of them were from long distance, especially since I had George Pickens, who was a no-show. But in reality, this Cowboys offense scored 30 points, and they had over 400 yards of offense, and they still lost by 2 freaking touchdowns.
Yeah, it was bad. And before you get all great about the run defense, they only carried the ball 22 times. They average 5 yards a carry.
I mean, but
I know you're trying to find glass half full over there, but
I mean, Detroit, they weren't finding success in the run game. And you watch how they typically play, Goff threw it 34 times. I mean, they weren't crushed in the run game. But because of that, they were exploited in the pass game, and Eberflus never adjusted, which some of those plays, and again, not an offensive coordinator, but I think Goff checked out of some called run plays into pass plays because that's what was open. I was worried that Gibbs would run for 140 and have 70 receiving yards. But defensively, I mean, allowing 44 points, I mean, they scored 30 points and had 400 yards of offense and lost by 2 touchdowns. Right? And then I get on Twitter and I see people blaming Dak. Yeah, he threw 2 interceptions. One went right through the hands of one George Pickens, and the other one, I don't know, that was a mugging. Why wasn't that a fumble? I don't know, but both of those are on Dak's record. But, again, we know his win-loss record when he throws more than 40 times. We talked about this yesterday with that Dan Orlovsky clip when he was like, oh, Dak's MVP moment. Have him throw 40 times. No, stop at 39. When he throws over 40, they don't win. And he did. Dak Prescott had his MVP moment last night. He removed himself from the conversation with last night's game.
Yeah, no longer there. Look, I'm not blaming Dak Prescott at all. Honestly, I think he's probably the guy that played the best of anybody. Wearing a star on their helmet. He had no time. The offensive line stunk for the most part. I mean, Dak was under pressure quite a bit. I mean, it was a bad game. The Lions came in and they just punched the Cowboys in the mouth. Now, look, I was getting a little nervous. I'll be honest with you. I've got Detroit -3.5. Cowboys come back. It's 30-27. But then I remembered, they can't stop. Well, they can't stop Detroit, and they did, and it worked out great.
Let's be honest, though. When they were coming back, were you thinking, yeah, they can't stop anybody, or this is what we've seen from this team the last couple of weeks? Maybe they are going to tie this thing up and take it to overtime. Can they get a stop? They did that against Philadelphia. They did that against Kansas City. And all of a sudden, fourth quarter, they're down big. It doesn't look good, and all of a sudden, they've made it a 7-point game. Now, you could argue whether or not they should have taken the field goal there on 4th and 4 or gone for it. You know,
you needed 2 scores.
You need 2 scores. I had no problem with them taking the field goal there. And again, because if you don't pick up 4th and 4, it's over.
It's over.
But what happens? You kick the field goal, you kick it off, and they're starting at the 40 whatever because their coverage unit sucked. I mean, what's the penalty? 35, 30 yard line
kick
now?
it out. Yeah, kick it out of bounds.
Brandon, just send it to the 5th row because we can't cover anybody right now. Credit Brandon Aubrey with that hit, by the way.
That was a good tackle.
That was one of the best tackles of the night with somebody wearing a Cowboy star on their helmet.
He had a 63-yard field goal. That was impressive and plenty to spare. Aubrey was good. Dak was good. The offensive line sucked. The defense was terrible. Special teams was bad. Again, it's just one of those games. The Lions wanted that game more than the Cowboys did, and they found their offensive rhythm against that defense. So credit Detroit, but it basically, although not completely, but the Cowboys are pretty much done.
You look at Detroit's starting field position. The 36, the 47, the 29, the 26, the 32, the 41, and the 49. We peel back this onion, and it starts with that kickoff coverage unit for allowing so many big returns. Great field position for every drive for the Detroit Lions. And then that defense is kind of backed up, couple of first downs, and there you go. It was just bad. And I know the math is, about a 10% chance. Now you got to watch Philadelphia and see if they can implode, because the Cowboys, you look at their remaining schedule, I mean, I don't want to say all hope is lost, but again, math is the same. 3 weeks ago, we said they've got to win 2 of their next 3. They did win 2 of their next 3. But after what we saw last night, the confidence level that this team will do a damn thing in the postseason is nuts, because we saw playoff Cowboys last night.
Yeah, and it was a quasi-playoff game. Maybe we shouldn't have said that leading up to that game, but it was, and just one of those things. It was an interesting game. I'm sitting in a room with about 10 other guys last night, and they're all Cowboy fans, and I had to sit there real quiet and just like, oh, wow, that's too bad. Damn, that sucks. But then, I was kind of happy afterwards. It is what it is, I mean. It's all about my pocketbook.
Absolutely.
I have no loyalties except for the team that I'm betting on that particular night.
Cash.
Yes.
Cash. Cash.
Yeah.
I got you. So everything you said on the show yesterday, and then you went home and you listened to yourself and said, man, I said on the air I'm taking the Cowboys. So, and everybody knows that. Bet against what Reinagle says, and you took your own advice.
Well, I don't think I said that. I think Pledge has probably got the tape. We were making picks. I picked Detroit, and
did you?
Of course I did.
Did you?
Yes.
Did you?
Oh, stop it.
Pledge, you want to check the tape? That's not what I heard.
Check the tape, Pledge. The people out there listening that were listening to the show yesterday, they know better. They know better. They know who I picked. No, you check the tape there, Pledge, and they'll be changing it.
Yeah, you can't change the tape.
What am I using, AI back here?
You might be. I don't know. Anything to make me look bad. That's how you and Minix operate. I get it.
You do a good enough job of that on your own.
No, I was going for chocolate balls. That's why I don't need your help. I don't know. I like chocolate balls. I'm good.
Try to shove it up their ass.
Dude, it's candy. Yeah, I'm in trouble. Well, let's hear from some of the participants in that game, because Dak says they're pissed off, and when I heard that first, I'm going, okay, that's great, Dak, you're pissed off. So what? Maybe you should have been pissed off before the game started last night instead of being a wise ass to Jane Slater. How about
being
that?
A wise ass. Yesterday he was confident.
Confident, yeah, he's confident. All right, he got it. Schotty, what happened to Dak Prescott? He got it shoved
Try
where?
To shove it up their ass.
That, yes.
Stick it up our ass.
Exactly, Jerry. We're gonna.
I don't think aggressive is the right word.
Yeah, they weren't last night.
Oh my goodness, what a game though, right? It was a lot of fun, no doubt about it. We'll hear from some of the participants, Jerry Jones included, as we continue on. And what in the hell happened to George Pickens? And is this a guy we've been waiting for since he arrived from Pittsburgh? We're talking about all of that when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
1, 2, 3, Cowboys! South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday night at 7:20. The Cowboys take on the Minnesota Vikings at home in Arlington. Pre-game at 6. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, the Davis Law Firm, Hornitos Tequila, Connecticut, and Jim Beam.
How about them Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
George gets justice. The holidays should bring warmth and family together, not an unexpected trip to the hospital after being hit by a careless driver. If this happens this holiday season, you need to get George. George Salinas injury lawyers handle everything, so you can focus on what really matters, being with the people you love. And remember, you only pay if they win. Call 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George gets justice. GetGeorge.com. Principal Office, San Antonio.
Makita's built for the pros who show up early, who don't do shortcuts, only precise cuts. With tools built to last, job after job, year after year. Performance that pays off, because when the job calls for the best, you answer. And when you need the best, you call on Makita. Built to be the best. Available at the Home Depot.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation, so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
By texting 24700, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from J. Crew Factory. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at jcrew.com.
At J. Crew Factory, we think shopping should be fun, really fun, as in scoring our exclusive collection of classic styles for the whole family at prices that can't be beat. And today, save even more. Just text GIFTING to 24700 to receive an extra $25 off your purchase of $75 or more at your nearest J. Crew Factory store. This holiday season, discover perfect presents for you and your crew. Shop cozy matching pajamas, toasty sweaters, amazing outerwear, festive accessories, and so much more. Get in the spirit at J. Crew Factory, where we have incredible deals every single day. Visit jcrewfactory.com to find your nearest San Antonio area store today. But first, get an extra $25 off your purchase of $75 or more when you text GIFTING to 24700. Text GIFTING to 24700 to get your $25 off coupon. That's GIFTING to 24700. See a store associate for details.
You know the Rue Pub is proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Rue Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Rue Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Rue.
Stay cozy, stay home, and still save big online during Lowe's December deal drops. Right now, get 2 free select tools from DeWalt, Craftsman, or Kobalt when you buy a select battery or combo kit. Plus, all rewards members get free standard shipping. Shop new December deal drops on Lowe's.com every week. Lowe's, we help, you save. Free standard shipping not available in Alaska or Hawaii. Exclusions and more terms apply. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Details at Lowe's.com/shipping terms. Subject to change.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Monday on the Morning Huddle, the college football playoff will be set. Rob, who's going to be disappointed?
All over but the crying to chaos reign. We also got a lot of NFL to talk about, and oh my goodness, how the Spurs do. It's going to be a heck of a week of sports. We're going to start it right. Get here early. The party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Cash at the 47. This is 63.
You talk about confidence in your kicker.
Butter, 63. Snap, kick on the way. The kick is good. It's buttery good from 63 yards.
Buttery good, huh? Uh-huh. Oh, my goodness. Brandon Aubrey, the MVP for the Dallas Cowboys last night, I think. But, again, that was an issue early in the game. Too many field goals. They couldn't punch it in, and that was part of it. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe. He's Jason. Thank you all for spending a part of your Friday here with us, however you're doing that on the radio, if you're on our YouTube page, if you're online, however you're doing it, we certainly do appreciate it.
Absolutely, and obviously the Cowboys have a lot of problems. Kicker ain't one of them. Brandon Aubrey, fantastic last night, and if you have him on your fantasy team, congratulations. I saw a weird stat on Brandon Aubrey. Of all the star players, and he's got more fantasy points than them, which is great, except for, well, that means the Cowboys aren't scoring a lot of touchdowns.
No.
And it's weird, though. I mean, so many were long field goals last night. You look at overall red zone offense, they would have had to have gotten into the red zone quite a bit. They were actually not all that bad. They were better on third down than Detroit, although Detroit only had 8 third downs because they didn't need 3 downs to pick up a first down. Cowboys were 2-2 on fourth down. In the red zone, they were 1 of 3. Not good enough. Detroit 4 or 5. And to me last night, more about the defense and the special teams, but George Pickens is the story because of his lack of effort. And I don't even think you needed to wait until Richard Sherman went nuts on the postgame show, because all you had to do was look at Twitter or whatever you were thinking. That guy was MIA last night.
George Pickens throughout the game, especially late in the game, just looked uninterested in playing football. And that's what you can't have. If you're going to be a superstar, if you want to be the best receiver in the National Football League, you can never be disengaged. It doesn't matter if the game's going your way or not going your way. You can't just disappear in these games, or else you're not going to have impact. And just right here, cruising routes. You're the guy. CeeDee Lamb is not in this game. He's out, and you get intercepted on your slant routes, and you can't be the guy and half-ass it. I'm sorry, that's just, you can't, it's unacceptable. And if you're the Dallas Cowboys and you're looking at him and you're looking to pay him big-time receiver money, $40 million, you got to look at this tape and say, hey, is this a guy we can trust paying $40 million to show up regardless of circumstance? I don't know.
Yeah, good for Richard Sherman, because he was saying everything that we all wanted to say. And I don't know, maybe I did in the first segment. Driving home last night, Dallas Cowboys radio network, blasting George Pickens. And I'm like, wait a minute, isn't this the Cowboys radio? They were blasting this guy.
The great thing about the Cowboys radio network versus a lot of other radio networks, you call it how you see it. Jerry doesn't care if you're critical. Listen to, and you're talking about Brian Broaddus in the postgame show.
Yep.
Brad Sham, Babe Laufenberg can be extremely critical as long as they're fair. And, Nick Eatman or Mickey Spagnola, you got to be honest. And George Pickens was running lazy routes last night.
Awful.
He looked like he was scared to get hit on a couple of those plays.
Alligator arms.
Interception goes, first play of the second half, right through his hands. It's intercepted, an easy 7 points for the Detroit Lions. That long pass at the end, it landed damn near his feet. Now, maybe he didn't see it. He lost it in the sun.
That's not a Jerry World.
Oh, that's right. They weren't at Jerry World.
No.
Oh, and it was at night. There was no sun. Yeah. He lost it in the light. And I even put in our group chat, did he finally get benched? Because that final drive, he wasn't out there. Pretty incredible. Pretty incredible when you think about what you saw, and I think about our conversations yesterday about George Pickens and being the guy and getting him signed. And Pittsburgh at Pickens showed up last night. Those were all the issues in Pittsburgh. And we spent a lot of time yesterday talking about we haven't seen that guy yet in Dallas. And then we did. Richard Sherman, the first to call him out, at least that George Pickens was aware of, because immediately in the locker room, George Pickens was asked about Richard Sherman's criticism.
Definitely for myself personally. Like you said, definitely for myself personally, you just can't disappear. But schematically, as a reporter, whatever his job holds, and he played ball, he got to kind of understand the type of defense they're playing as well.
Oh, understand the type of defense. Does that affect your effort? I don't think any defense that they're playing should affect your effort, and there was no effort there. Clearly, so many times, though, you'd see it where the alligator arms, because he was afraid he was going to get hit, and then just the lazy routes that he was running. And this was the concern, and I think it's got to be a concern for Jerry moving forward. It's one game. Look, and if he comes back and he plays like Pickens for the next 4, then you reevaluate. But you wonder about a guy that's playing for a contract this year, that once that guy gets a contract, what is he going to be then?
Well, and again, players can have a bad game. But you even heard Herb Street during the broadcast talking about effort and lazy route running, right? And again, you're watching the game wherever you're watching it and probably thinking the same thing. So he can talk about schematics. Star wide receivers work their way open, right? You might not get the pass because of schematics, but you still have to run your routes effectively. When you're jogging off the line of scrimmage, you're not driving somebody off the line of scrimmage, then the defensive back knows that, you're not really a threat. He looked disengaged. Now, Jerry Jones this morning on 105.3 The Fan said, be careful when you talk about lack of effort.
He didn't have the game that he's been having. But effort, I would be very careful with him going there. This guy is he's explosive with his temperament. And I say that in a positive way.
Really?
So I don't think so much it was effort, but I might not. But I don't necessarily have he didn't show up more, especially again against the backdrop of they were limited in their secondary, and I thought, although we have a lot of respect, I do, for their defensive front, and their defensive front did whip us on the offensive line. It did. So therein lies maybe a little bit more of the problem. You say, well, I thought Dak got some balls out there that should have been caught. Kornet had a really good night. I know we're all positive about how he's coming along,
Sure.
But he made some really outstanding plays. But I would have thought it would have been Pickens Grand Central. I'm not disappointed, other than the fact that it could have helped us win that ball game. But no, I'm not at all concerned going forward about Pickens. I would agree with you. I thought we would have more with him than we did.
Absolutely, because look, when CeeDee Lamb was out before, Pickens took over.
Yep.
He played well, and he was that guy, and everybody was, oh, my goodness. But last night that was not the case. When CeeDee goes down, he almost made one hell of a catch, by the way, when he got hurt. My gosh, he came really close to that. But banged his head against the turf, and he was done. You can see he didn't know what city he was in for a minute.
But he went total crickets right away. You saw when those arms, you don't control it, he's done.
So it was sad to see that, and obviously that hurt Dallas, not having CeeDee Lamb in there. That hurt them, and it hurt George Pickens, obviously, because then Detroit turned all their attention to number 3. And he did not respond to that at all. Flournoy was fantastic.
Yeah, he was. Jonathan Mingo still around? I know there was a sighting last night, but
there was, and he dropped the ball.
Yeah. You're executive of the year. Great trade there. I mean, last night, and Dak said it best, it's one of those games that just really pisses you off.
I mean, I don't think that's something I've truly got to make sure of. I mean, Schotty does a hell of a job with the messaging, controlling the temperature of this team. We've got great veteran leaders. I think guys are pissed off right now. I don't think this is any deflated moment like, oh, hands are up, we're done. You know what I mean? Like, no, absolutely not. I think you're going to get a team that's pissed, especially as we talked about, right, a team that's kind of changed since the bye week. This is the first time this group, to an extent, suffered this. So I hope it pisses people off the right way. We use it as fuel, and I know starting with myself, we'll make sure we have a great week of prep for next week.
You know what I find interesting, and I'm going to go back to it because I think when you win 3 in a row, everybody's talking about you. You're playing well. The defense is fixed. That offense is unstoppable. Sometimes it's human nature to get overconfident. You heard Dak Prescott say that to Jane Slater basically yesterday. And I think Schotty was even asked about it during the week, and he said, no, that's not going to happen. I think it's human nature, and I think the Cowboys went into Detroit knowing that they were a bit banged up, knowing that they had a little bit of a slump. They had lost their game last week, and maybe a little overconfident going into Detroit last night, and it wound up biting them in the ass.
You know, and whether they were overconfident or not, there were 2 teams playing last night. And Alexander on our YouTube page, and you can always comment there as well, said you got to give the Lions defense some credit. Everyone had them as trash. And that defensive unit had been questioned a lot. And Dan Campbell and their defensive coordinator had those guys ready to go with a solid plan. And they got after the Cowboys. Terrence Steele, Nate Thomas, Turnstile Thomas, they allowed 14 pressures combined last night. I mean, Dak had no time. And again, did Schotty adjust the offense enough knowing how much they were getting whipped? And quite frankly, they were getting whipped without blitzes. I mean, it's, there were some time when they blitzed, it was over.
It was over, yeah.
But even when it was just one-on-one situations without the extra guy coming, the Cowboys couldn't block them up. And some of those plays that are long developing, I thought early in the game when you started seeing Dak rolling out a little bit, all right, they're doing some things. They know they can't block him up. Let's get Dak out of the pocket, get some things on the roll, and get some stuff going downfield. But even then, Dak just took way too many hits last night.
He's sore. Yeah, he should be sore after getting hit that much. And that's, again, we talked a little bit about it. I think we've been one of the best teams in the league at protecting him. And so kudos to them. They did a great job. And we got to look at, how we protected up front and what the issues were. There certainly were issues because you can't have your quarterback taking those kinds of hits and be successful.
No, I would say that's accurate.
Yeah.
You can't have your quarterback taking hits like that. And the other side of it, Jerry said all week the Cowboys have to pressure their quarterback, and it didn't happen.
No.
It didn't happen at all. And so it was just the Cowboys couldn't get anything going at all. And well, you see the result, 44-30 final.
And that's what's crazy. As bad as that one felt last night, typical Cowboys. You feel like they got a chance, only to be disappointed in the end, right? I mean, they cut it to within 7. And you thought, all right, get a stop and let's see what can happen. Although they couldn't get a stop.
Couldn't get a stop.
But they seemed outplayed most of the night.
Mm-hmm.
Yet they still had a chance.
Yeah.
And especially that turnover early in the third quarter. I mean, you might not even been back to the TV.
I saw it.
I mean, by the time that, it was like.
We had to listen to the Temptations or wait for them to finish.
Like, boom, here's another touchdown for Detroit. You gifted them. That one was easy. And yet 400 yards of offense, 30 points, and you lose by 2 touchdowns. You get into a big game, you got to win these things, according to Jerry Jones, and they're not there yet.
No, I don't see that. I think they were at home, but, boy, we quietened that group down. We got there within 3 right there at the end of the game. I really thought it was going to happen for us right at the end of the game. And I thought we were within striking distance all the way through the game to get to that point pretty suddenly, which, if you think about it, we did. We were there ready to win the game. We get our stop, and we get that ball back, and that's the opportunity you've been looking for. That was all night feeling like we're being shoved around just a little bit. But they've got a great combination of offensive weapons with the way they run the ball, the both backs' ability to make some yards. I like our back, boy. He's outstanding. And the point is, I know I'm bouncing around. It was disappointing, very frustrating. I not only thought going up there that we had a great chance to win, although we were on the road and we were at their place. It's been tough for us in Detroit, but I'm not so sure I hang too much value on that. We should have been able to look and be more productive.
The offense, 30 points, that's pretty productive. The turnovers hurt, without a doubt. The Ferguson fumble, the Pickens interception, because that really wasn't on Dak. Right there at the beginning, that hurt. The officiating last night was just piss poor. I mean, it really was. And I'm talking about for both teams. I don't think it was one-sided at all against either team. I heard, was it Chase Daniel? Is that quarterback?
Yeah.
Somebody doesn't want the Cowboys to win the Super Bowl or get in this. And I'm going, dude, please. Are you kidding me?
Well,
I had to respond to that tweet, and it's like, dude, are you kidding me? I mean, come on. And, it's one thing to say, and when officiating is one-sided or you think it's on, and everybody thinks it, right? If you're rooting for that team, the officials are against you. but it's just like, I mean, look at a game. The officiating sucked. It was bad. There were several bad calls in that game against both sides.
You know, on the refs and the Chase Daniel tweet, the refs are really trying to keep the Cowboys out of the playoffs.
Right.
We have a serious officiating problem. Tony Dungy responds, it's not bias. It's not favoring one team over another. It's the fact we don't have 16 crews who know the definition of pass interference. What is, quote, materially hindering your opponent's opportunity to catch the ball? Yeah, we're talking about that Ferguson OPI that we all thought was DPI when the flag was thrown. Tony Dungy tweets, 10 crews would have called this DPI. 5 crews would call nothing, and 1 crew would call it OPI. We need consistency. We don't have it.
Well, there shouldn't have been a call at all.
Well, there shouldn't have been.
I mean, there wasn't any pass interference either way on that thing that I saw. I didn't see anything that was pass interference. They called it offensive pass interference, and that was a horrible call. I don't know if that officiating crew knew the definition of offsides. I'm not sure about that. I don't know who that Cowboy was. It was halfway in the backfield, and they don't call offsides on him.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
I mean, there were so many calls in there, and some were legit, some weren't. And again, angles, views. I mean, hell, I thought that was a safety immediately, and 3 replays thought it was a safety. Then I saw one, like, all right, well, that wasn't.
Jeez. Yeah, it was one of those games. Just a bad game all the way around for the Cowboys. They couldn't get anything going. The Lions needed that win, and we mentioned it, probably worse than did the Dallas Cowboys. We'll see what happens. Pressure's on Philadelphia now, Monday night against the Chargers.
Go
LA.
Chargers.
Yeah, right. Everybody's a Charger fan these days. Hey, when we come back, we'll continue this conversation because the Cowboys, we need. There's a lot to talk about there. We'll also talk some NFL around the NFL as well, and get you ready for the weekend that's coming up. We'll do all that when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Pro Football Pick'em giveaway is back. Head to sasportstar.com and pick the winners of each pro football game every week to earn points for each correct pick. Highest points each week wins a $25 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. Highest points overall scores $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Tickets. Pick the winning ticket of every regular season game. Win the grand prize, $50,000. This is an Audience National contest across multiple markets. The 50K Pro Football Giveaway. Register and win at sasportstar.com.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
Hey, Derek, you've got a 70 model GTO with a Judge option. I love the Judge. On a 1 to 10, where would you score it?
It's won 2 national awards, so probably about a 9.5.
So it's a real one. Is it 40 grand?
I'd say it's probably more than that. My insurance policy is right around 75 to 80.
Well, I've got some stuff overinsured too, dog. I know how that works.
Listen to the John Clay Wolf Show Saturday morning at 8 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hornitos Tequila and America's team have one major thing in common. Everyone can enjoy them. They weren't made just to have a few fans, but to gather people who love high-quality, real Texas football and premium fresh-pressed agave tequila. It's for all our fans. Whether you live in Texas or not, or sip your Hornitos in a Paloma or straight, it's 100% agave tequila for 100% of Dallas Cowboys fans. Hornitos, the tequila de todos. Drink smart. Hornitos Tequila, 40% alcohol by volume. 2025 Salsa Tequila Import Company, Chicago, Illinois.
Hey, listen up, San Antonio. Multiple tours overseas, long nights monitoring cyber activity, years of protecting the country. It all adds up at University of Maryland Global Campus. Earn up to 90 credits for prior learning, military experience, and training. We call that credit where credit is due. Whether you're active duty and looking at what's next, or a veteran looking for something new, our degrees and certificate programs teach the application of emerging technologies and enduring life skills. So get started on a degree or certificate with personalized local support services and online and hybrid courses right here in San Antonio. At UMGC, turn your military rank into college credit. Eligible enlisted service members and previously enlisted veterans may receive up to 12 credits for select undergraduate courses based on their rank, and up to 90 credits in total for prior learning, military experience, and training. Visit umgc.edu/SATX to learn more.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
So right now may be the perfect time for you to rethink how you pay for health care, and here's why. This time of year is decision time for a lot of people, but it's also
when you can join MetaShare and save even more than usual. For many families, joining MetaShare means saving about $500 a month, which is a game changer for a lot of people. More than 1 million people are part of healthcare sharing now because it just makes so much sense right now. And MetaShare is the gold standard. Members like it a lot. We know this from member surveys. MetaShare has been around for over 30 years. It is a proven thing. And if you join before December 15th and you mention the promo code SHARE, they'll waive your application fee. So you save $100 right off the bat. I'll give you the number here in a second, but just call. You'll get a price within 2 minutes. And again, the deadline's December 15th. Call now. You'll save even more. Here's the number. It's 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
This college football season, the Crunch Time Hero of the Week is brought to you by PorkRinds.com, the nation's premier hub for pork rind lovers everywhere. Each week, a college player will post on Instagram, and each share over a 2-week period equals a $1 donation to the Archer Foundation, which helps families who are dealing with DIPG, DMG, pediatric brain cancer. Giving back with the perfect snack to celebrate those big Crunch Time plays. Find your rind at PorkRinds.com or find Southern Recipe Pork Rinds at H-E-B.
It doesn't matter if you're running drills at the park, playing pickup on a Saturday, or sinking the final putt. When you compete with your friends with Michelob Ultra on the line, competition isn't that friendly. The trash talk, next level, and the stakes, oh, those are crystal clear. With only 95 calories and superior smooth taste, it's the ultimate trophy. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025, Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text BAIL to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Back to throw, good protection. Deep down the right side, Flournoy all alone. 15-10. Walk your puppy dog into the end zone. Coverage mistake by the Lions, and Flournoy has gotten the Cowboys into the end zone.
Yeah, that was a brain whiff on the Detroit Lions when that happened, man.
Dude.
The corner thought the safety was going to be back there, and obviously he was wrong, and so I don't know whose mistake that was, but Flournoy, used to call Flournoy, is how I used to say that. Is it Flournoy?
It's like Mariota.
I guess. I don't know. I'm going to have to learn how to pronounce that. Used to have a company in Alice, an oil company called Flournoy, spelled the exact same way.
Yeah?
So that's how I was saying it, Flournoy, but then I had everybody else, it's Flournoy. So I don't know.
Well,
we'll have to ask him when we get an opportunity.
I would imagine at some point he probably told the PR people what his name was, and then when you catch 9 passes for 115 yards and a touchdown, you can get that. It's like Patrick Mahomes' mom texting Collinsworth. It's Patrick, not Pat.
Not Pat.
I mean, when you're playing that way, you get your name pronounced the way you want, even if we all think you're wrong.
Well, Mahomes' mom probably thought Collinsworth was going to hit on him after the game or something. I mean, the way he talks about him during the game, it's like, oof, he's getting a little frisky up there in the booth. Dude.
Relax.
I'm telling you.
Relax.
It's hard. Yeah, it's definitely hard.
Hard to figure out what the hell went wrong for the Cowboys last night. Actually, it's easy.
Yeah, I was going to say, dude.
It's still mind-boggling that they can score 30 points and have 400 yards of offense and lose by 2 touchdowns. And again, that's where you can't just look at a stat sheet and try to figure out. I mean, they had opportunity. Kickoff coverage was one of the biggest problems last night. Detroit never started deep in their own area, right? They were always working with about half of a field, which puts the defense at a bad spot. A couple first downs, and they were in field goal range, even though they didn't need their field goal kicker the way the Cowboys needed theirs. Defensively, I thought the Cowboys did a pretty good job in stopping the run. They just couldn't stop anything else, and the missed tackles, I don't even know I mean, bad angles. Some of it you can't be mad at Eberflus, but, because it was an effort, but it was poor technique by this team. They played that game last night on a Thursday night the way you see a lot of teams playing on Thursday night when they played on Sunday and have to travel on a short week. Problem is, the Cowboys had a full week of preparation, but you got your typical Thursday night effort. Make that make sense.
I just don't know, and I'm not one for changing coordinators every year, which the Cowboys have done defensively for a long time. But, the resume for Eberflus this year has just not been good. I know they got some players, and they beat the Raiders and the Chiefs and the Eagles, and that looks good. But then you just get hammered last night defensively. And no adjustments again by Eberflus. There was no pressure put at all, and it's just I don't know if he's the right guy or not.
Well, it's the overreaction from a piss poor game last night, especially a big game that a lot of people thought they had a chance to go in and win. A lot of people thought they would go in and win, and to a certain degree, not even be competitive. And I say that knowing that they had a chance to win that thing right there at the end. Because the offense and Brandon Aubrey, you score 30 points in the NFL, you're going to win most of those. You get 400 yards of offense in the NFL, you're going to win most of those games.
I'll ask you, is this a dead serious question? Did you honestly, even when there at the end, they cut it to 7, think that the Cowboys had a chance to win that football game?
Honestly, I did.
See, I had no worries because they hadn't been able to stop Detroit all night. And what made you think on that particular drive they were going to come up with a stop?
Well, because they had a couple of times gotten stops. And what we've seen from this team the last couple of weeks is fourth quarter, the Cowboys were getting stops and the offense was getting into the end zone. You look at the Kansas City game. Were you comfortable that, all right, they've got to get a stop and run out 3.5 minutes or so on the offense to close that game out because nobody wanted to give that ball back to Patrick Mahomes. So what we've seen from this defense the last 3 weeks, could they get a stop? Sure. Detroit did have to punt the ball twice in the game. They did get a couple of field goals. So you get that last field goal, and I agreed with Schottenheimer there. Get the field goal, get a stop on defense, and you give Dak a chance to get into the end zone at the end. 4-down territory, you got timeouts, you got the 2-minute warning. I thought that was the right call by Schottenheimer.
Without a doubt, you had to do that. You can't take a chance on not picking up that first down and still be in a 2-score football game. You're done if that happens. So he had to do that. I don't think there was any choice. The room I was sitting in was the same way. They had to go for it. They didn't go for it. And I'm like, dude, they need 2 scores. You don't go for that. You have to kick the field goal there. That was absolutely the right call. But there was not a doubt in my mind that Detroit was not just going to drive right down the field. And then you got a guy that's working on one leg who just torches whoever was trying to cover him in Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's wide open, and that sealed the deal.
Well, and again, you look at, you kick the field goal, you kick off, and they get it all the way out to the 49-yard line. And so there you're thinking, okay, 1 first down, and they're in field goal range, which, again, they needed a touchdown, but what they need, 3 plays to go 51 yards to get that other touchdown. And then, of course, he had the interception at the end that ultimately sealed the deal. But again, the coverage unit was so bad last night, which hasn't been that big of an issue. Hell, special teams were a problem. What the hell was that twice this year that Turpin's been called for calling for a fair catch? Like, I never see that penalty in any game except Turpin has been called for that twice this year.
And he's acting like he did nothing wrong. And I'm going, the replay's clear. You got your hand up. And it's like, oh, I didn't do anything. I don't know what you're talking about. And it's like, dude, you got to make up your mind. You're going to fair catch it or you're going to run with the football. I mean, that's just a head up your behind mistake. I mean, that's all that is.
But it's now happened twice this year. But the kick coverage unit, even Jerry Jones had no answers for that.
Absolutely, we did suffer from field position on kickoffs. There, on the other hand, on the field with us was their special teams unit. They are outstanding on special teams. I'm talking Detroit. That's one of the big things you note about how good they can do special teams. People get tired of me out here around the Cowboys talking about special teams because my team in college, we led the nation 2 years in special teams, and actually, in my mind, the key thing that won us a national championship. I like what we got. I think we've got an outstanding special teams coach, by the way. I think we do. But our coverage he'd be the first to tell you we need to get better than we were last night.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, well, that I would say that's pretty obvious, Jerry. What happened to Bones Fossil? He's in Jacksonville now, somewhere.
Somewhere. Now you're missing Bones.
Well, I mean, guess.
Come on.
I mean, yeah. After that, and look, it's one game. The Cowboys got their asses kicked. It was a big game, but we'll see how they respond. They get 10 days off now. So you got a mini bye to try and fix things, and then you got a guy, a quarterback who can't find his way out of a paper bag.
And again, you look at like last night's game, score by quarter, 3, 6, 10, and 11 for the Cowboys. The Lions went 10, 10, 7, and 17. And so in the fourth quarter, when it mattered most, the defense, I mean, that's the thing is, as dominant as Detroit was, they were always within striking distance, which is why when you asked earlier, were you confident? I wouldn't have laid money right there. I wouldn't have made a bet in the fourth quarter that they were going to win, but they had a chance. They were in position to get that thing tied and go to overtime, which if they would have done that, would you have been surprised? No, because they've done that so many times this year. They did that against Green Bay. They did that against the Giants in their building. They can't do it on the road. They're, 2-5 now on the road?
Yeah, the road's a problem.
That's a huge problem. But they were indoors, so weather wasn't obviously a factor. But it's just such a bizarre game and such a disappointing game, knowing what was at stake. And as they were showing last night, their playoff chances taking such a dramatic hit. But let's go back to what we were talking about, a month ago. If they win 2 of their next 3, they're still going to be in position. And that is still true today, even though last night sucked.
Well, certainly not technically out of it. Now you hope Philadelphia's collapse continues. They've got a difficult game in L.A. against the Chargers on Monday night. That's going to be tough. Abdul Carter is out. It's not Abdul. It's anyway, he's out. Jalen Carter.
Yeah, that one.
Whatever.
It's a Carter guy.
Mr. Carter's out.
Yeah.
But Justin Herbert is they still haven't said he's going to play, although it looks like he might with that Aaron Rodgers injury. The
bone on his non-throwing hand.
Sure, he had surgery on his left hand. So who knows what's going to happen, and who knows what Charger team's going to show up?
It's the $1 million question. It's kind of like, what are the Cowboys' playoff chances? And listening to Jerry try to explain it is just as comical as the defense last night.
I, too, knew what was at stake about our odds of getting in the playoffs. We have a better team than we played last night. We do. Detroit is a good team, but we have a better team. And so can we literally win out? Of course we can win out. Is it going to be hard? Double, of course it is, to win out. And a lot of crazy things happen. And so I think very much that we should look at last night with what might have been, and I like to do that, nothing wrong. I live in a lot of my past, and it has never kept me from doing something for the future and present day. So I like to daydream. I like to do it all.
Day drink? What?
So I don't walk around in a daze, but it's a big part of living to me. But we've got to look at the very narrow chance that if we get out here and play better than we played last night, yeah, we can be still playing when playoff time comes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Oh, Jerry.
I love Jerry.
I do, too.
Make that make sense.
I have no clue what he said.
I'm guessing he didn't get a lot of sleep last night.
Probably not. Probably not. But, look, we'll see what happens. 4 games left. Cowboys have to win all 4 of them.
Yep.
I don't think there's any question. You got to run the table from here on out. You got Minnesota, you got the Chargers, you got the Command Skins, and the Giants.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I think 3 of those 4 are at home, if I'm not mistaken.
No, 2.
Only 2.
Yeah, Minnesota and L.A. are both at home. The Washington and New York games are both on the road.
Okay, that's a problem.
And Jaden Daniels is back.
He's back.
He's playing this weekend.
He is back.
No more Mariota.
And they would like nothing better than to knock the Cowboys out of the playoff chase.
It'd be their season.
It would make their season.
Try to shove it up their ass.
Yes.
It'd be their season.
No doubt. See how they respond. They get a mini break, a mini bye week, if you will, the Cowboys do, before they welcome in the Minnesota Vikings. So a lot can happen over the weekend. Some things will clear up, and we'll see where we're at when we get back in here on Monday. When we come back, you ever have a hobby that you would like, I don't know, pick the hobby over your wife and kids?
Brady did.
Well,
it's a different hobby.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Brady would have done this, but this guy kind of likes doing what he's doing. And he might end up leaving his wife and kids over it. We'll tell you all about it when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Mandy, Spurs playing tonight. You got a lot of football this weekend as well. You know, the best place to get in on all the action, make your picks, and win money right here in Texas is on Underdog. And playing on Underdog is easy. You pick whether your favorite players are going to go higher or lower on stats. Now, I like to tell you when I win money, and I'm honest when I don't, because I had George Pickens in higher last night on receiving yards. Another reason to be mad at George Pickens for his efforts last night. But when you do get all your picks right, you can win a lot of money, up to 5,000 times your cash. So download the Underdog app today. Sign up with promo code STAR to score $100 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code STAR at Underdog. Make picks, win money. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
Riding home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6. KTFM Floresville. And everywhere at sasportstar.com.
Hi, everybody. Joe Reinagle here for the Golf Club of Texas. I absolutely love the Golf Club of Texas. They've made so many improvements to the golf course, from brand new cart paths to resodding the greens and fairways. You might think it's a private club, but it's not. It's open to the public 7 days a week. Best rates are always online at golfclubtexas.com. That's golfclubtexas.com. The Golf Club of Texas, you know where it is, right there off Briggs Ranch Road off Highway 90. The Golf Club of Texas is the friendliest golf course in Texas.
If you need extra cash this holiday season, go to WeFixMoney.com. WeFixMoney.com can help you get up to $5,000, sometimes the same day. WeFixMoney.com has been helping customers get emergency cash for 17 years and has an A rating with the Better Business Bureau. If you need money for gifts, bills, childcare, or anything else this holiday season, go to WeFixMoney.com. It's free to use, available 24/7, and you are never required to accept any loan offered. Go to the website you can trust. WeFixMoney.com. That's WeFixMoney.com.
This is an important notice to all U.S. taxpayers. The IRS is giving away billions of dollars in tax savings through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative to aid delinquent taxpayers. This initiative was established for anyone facing financial hardship and unable to pay their back taxes. Qualifying and enrolling in this program will stop all collections, settle your delinquent tax problem, and even reduce what you owe by thousands of dollars. Call the hotline at People's Tax Relief to see if you qualify and get this free information by dialing 800-924-7415. If you have unfiled tax returns or cannot afford to pay your personal or business back taxes, you can now get the help you need. One simple phone call can resolve your tax problem and save you thousands of dollars. To see if you qualify and to get this important free information, call 800-924-7415. 800-924-7415. 800-924-7415.
The following is a dramatization.
Davis Law Firm, how can I help?
Hola, mi esposo se lastimó en un accidente ayer. ¿Me puede ayudar?
Claro que sí. Estamos aquí para servirle.
I'm Jeff Davis. At Davis Law Firm, we're here for you 24/7. Our team of Texas attorneys has been helping people injured in car, truck, or 18-wheeler wrecks for more than 25 years. And there's no fee unless we win. Y hablamos español. If you've been hurt, call us at 444-4444.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Cowboys fall last night in Detroit to the Lions as their 3-game win streak comes to a close. They return to action next Sunday night when they take on the the Vikings in Dallas. This Sunday, the Texans take on the Chiefs on Sunday Night Football. It's a game you can catch right here on San Antonio Sports Star starting at 6:30.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Yeah, walk back in here. Pledge is trying to take my job. What the hell's going on?
Nate Thomas, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, my goodness. Hi, everybody. Happy Friday to you. Glad you're along for the ride on this Friday afternoon. It is a glorious Friday.
Was there a line at the men's room?
No, there was not.
The C.D. Lamb and George Pickens in Vegas.
I happened to be waiting outside for somebody to record a promo or a commercial, whatever the hell y'all were doing. Doesn't matter.
We're working.
This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagel. He's Jason Minix.
So you actually saw the on-air light and paid attention to it for once.
I always do that.
And now
Are
you're
you
late.
kidding me? Yeah, so I walked through the door and I hear Pledge going to town.
Uh-huh.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. He did that on purpose.
I think he did.
You doing a show tonight, Pledge? He's making up for not having one last night. and that's the only way he would get the Texans mentioned today.
Well, I actually did mention them in the one sports center I got to do today. That's all right. That's okay.
Right. Texans playing on Sunday Night Football.
Yeah. It should be a good game.
Yeah, Kansas City.
Kansas City Chiefs. We'll see.
Listen to it right here on 94.1, brought to you by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. It's interesting because you have so many different ways to listen. And Pledge in our group text last night after that George Pickens pass that landed at his feet that he made no effort for, said he was actually listening to the national broadcast at that point, and boy, those guys weren't happy or kind to one George Pickens. Nobody was last night.
Well, nobody should have been. Nobody should have been. The guy was just, he didn't show up. I mean, let's face it. The guy didn't show up. He didn't want to be there. I got to change the subject real quick. You're not a Spotify guy, are you?
I am not.
Anybody that listens to Spotify, they do this at the end of every year.
Yeah, so does Apple Music.
2025, my Wrapped is ready.
You're Wrapped?
That's what it says.
Oh, yeah.
I just got that as I was walking down the hall.
Yeah?
And I'm kind of excited about it.
Well,
do you mind?
Let's hear what your top music is. All right. Well, you could turn that down and just read when they give you the recap of what you're...
I thought everybody might want to hear that.
Nobody wants to hear that.
No, we're good.
Nobody can hear that.
Oh, damn. I don't know what I just did.
Yeah.
Now, see, I'm all excited. I turned my phone off. I don't know what happened there.
Again, it's
oh, sorry.
Yeah. My top artist for 2025 was Metallica. Shocker.
Oh, wow.
Although my top song was Blink-182's All the Small Things. Top album was the new one from All Time Low called Everyone's Talking. And when I look at it, my top bands, go figure, Metallica, Foo Fighters, Blink-182, Nothing More, and Green Day.
Now, see, that's kind of cool. Now, mine says my top genres. Number one is honky tonk.
Yeah.
Then I got soft pop.
Soft what?
And soft pop.
Oh, okay.
And then I don't know what the hell.
got a soft pop?
What is AOR? I have no idea what that is.
AOR, it's kind of like soccer mom music.
Maybe. And then it says.
You remember when Magic 105 was a thing? Tragic.
It says musicals and oldies, and you
musicals
know why?
and oldies.
Well, you know why it says musicals is because Maggie loves the Greatest Showman soundtrack.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
You know the movie I'm talking about.
Go ahead and explain yourself out of this.
Well, I'm just saying. And now it's telling me age is just a number, so don't take this personally. I don't know what they're going to say.
You got old people music.
Look at that. Your listening age is 21. Are you kidding me?
Uh-huh.
I'm a young dude.
That's not what they're saying.
I'm 40.
I listened to 824 songs this year. My number one song is I'm Not Okay by Jelly Roll.
Really?
How about that?
Look at that.
Yeah. I got my third is a bar song by Shabuzi. How about that? I got a Morgan Wallen in there, another Morgan Wallen. So, it's good. It's good. I've got look at a Marcy Grace song in there.
Nice.
How about that? So there you go. That's kind of cool. I'm always kind of excited to see that.
Mm-hmm. See now.
And nobody wants to hear that.
Do you know who that is?
No, I have no clue.
Oh, good Lord.
Foo Fighters Everlong, baby.
Yeah. Oh, that's great.
Come on.
You notice Foo Fighters was not on my list here. So
yeah, I don't understand that because I thought you like good music.
Well, I do. And you just saw it. You just heard. Little Jelly Roll.
Do you know this one?
Shabuzi. No.
Yeah, that's
a little Nirvana.
No, that would be Metallica Pledge.
Oh, I couldn't hear it. It was really low.
Oh.
No, I like that song. It's a good song.
That was Foo Fighters
also
again.
Foo Fighters.
It's a good song.
Yeah. I had 12 albums rotating through my rotation. It's fun when you get to do this.
Yeah, it really is kind of fun. So I saw that walking back down the hallway and thought I'd share.
I think a lot of people are doing that. You know that one?
It's your top song.
Yeah.
I've seen it all over social media, people getting theirs, and I hadn't gotten mine yet, and I was a little worried about that.
Yeah.
So I got it today. That's it. Makes this Friday that much better.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
I think a surprise to no one. My top genres were pop punk, alternative rock, skate punk, old school hip hop, and pop punk.
What's the difference between just punk rock and skate punk?
It's a great question. I don't know because my top genres are hard rock, metal, rock, adult alternative, and alternative. What's the difference between adult alternative and alternative?
Well, one, they probably say words we can't say on the radio. The other one, they don't say those words.
I think they are all kind of that way. Although, if you're into alt rock, here in our radio family, we've brought back a great station called 103.3 The App, which it sounds like my playlist.
Yep.
But it is kind of cool when you look at my top albums and artists. Pat Green is in here. Cross Canadian Ragweed. Of course, I was listening to a lot of their stuff when they had their big reunion show in April.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. And I see it makes everybody's day. Now, I don't know all the folks here listening on our YouTube page, San Antonio Sports Star. If you've got a list you'd like to share, that'd kind of be cool. Or if you're out driving around, you're listening to some good music right now, like, I don't know, Jelly Roll or Morgan Wallen or Shabuzi. Let's hear about it.
See, now John Sobery says it just means you're old, Jason. And Sam thinks that your top song was I'm Too Sexy for My Shirt.
Well, I mean, that used to be that one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it could be every year.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know. Alexander thought my top would be bread. So, which I'm not opposed to, Alexander, to be honest with you, but I haven't been listening to that lately. I haven't been, making out in the car.
Really? I thought you were going to say you cut your carbs. Let's do the Headline Blitz.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. Two guys, two opinions, never enough time.
Everybody has their own kind of hobby. And sometimes your hobbies can affect your relationships.
Well, golf. You can do that, yeah.
Gambling,
yeah.
too many
gambling.
poker nights, different things like that.
True.
There is a guy that has a hobby,
Not sure if that's what he sounds like, but it's close enough.
He's a private sperm donor.
Uh-huh.
And he wrote on Reddit asking for help for whatever reason that his hobby is affecting his relationship because when his wife found out what he was doing, while he thinks he's just helping out people, his wife's not fond of it.
Well, he's probably, pleasuring himself many times a day because he enjoys giving that away.
Yes.
I mean, kids this guy has across the country.
And he says he wants to meet them all one day.
Dude, I wouldn't want any part of that.
And he says his wife is would be a wonderful partner for most, but they're he describes her more as a great assistant as opposed to a great wife. She handles all the bills, she cooks, she cleans. She's great at everything except they don't have sex.
Well, I mean, if he's having an affair with Rosie Palmer, I mean, maybe that's taking some time away from her. That's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then like he works alone. Then you have that OnlyFans model that works with a bunch of people. Bonnie Blue. She's kind of famous because she did 1,000 dudes in a 24-hour period. Well, apparently she's taken her, as she calls it, her bang bus across the nation, and she got arrested in Bali because they don't want her there.
Now, Bali, they don't have the lady boys there. Is that's Singapore, isn't it? Well, I'm just wondering if they're getting jealous,
Spicy and naked.
So she's taking all the clients in her bang bus.
Again, Bonnie Blue got arrested. But she's been banned from a couple of places, and it's because of the young-looking guys that she's been with.
Well,
Boy, that hooker just lifts me every day.
She's not charging, I don't think.
A lot of people are, want their 15 minutes, but how would you want your 15 minutes? Yeah, I screwed 1,000 dudes in an hour? I don't know what it was.
It was 24 hours.
24 hours? That's, yeah.
Could you imagine one of the guys in line at hour 22?
We talk about turnstiles a lot. That literally feels like a turnstile.
Well, that's when they're passing out 2x4s.
How did I know that fifth grade joke was coming back?
I'm just saying, after that, you got to put a board on your butt.
As you're talking about hot dogs down the hallway.
Well, I'm just saying, you don't want to fall in. What else we got, Minix? Did you see this video, this reporter?
There you go. Let's go back to your TV days. Anything crazy like this ever happened to you?
No, but this is nuts. And there's video out there.
It's what?
Nuts. That's going with the theme of the day. This reporter's doing her thing, and she's, doing a report. And
Pledge, did you pull the audio on this? You didn't. Oh, good job, Pledge.
Some bird just comes and whacks her in the head.
Dude, it flew right into her. The video's hilarious.
It is hilarious.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's because it happened to somebody else.
Exactly.
But she's all bloodied up and got a cut on her eye. She didn't curse too bad when that happened.
I would have.
Well, of course you would have.
The?
Exactly. Exactly.
And good news for football fans. You're watching Fox.
Yeah.
Jameis Winston is going to be a guest on the Fox show this week for football. The Giants have a bye week, so he's going to pull a little double duty on his vacation week.
Which I think is going to be pretty cool in a lot of different ways because he's going to have a great career on television.
Absolutely.
I think, and I'm glad he's going to Fox because didn't I read Russell Wilson's going to do something with the CBS Snooze Fest?
Oh wow, I did not know that. That certainly won't help anything. Russell Wilson.
He seems like he'd be perfect on CBS.
Yeah, he'll fit right in. But I'm looking. Jameis Winston's a funny dude.
Yeah,
I mean, the guy's hilarious. So I'm looking forward to watching him on Sunday. That'll be good.
Yeah. Russell Wilson will be a guest analyst on CBS. Jameis Winston, a guest analyst on Fox. All these quarterbacks that know their future in the NFL is on the television, not on the field.
I know which one I'm watching.
Exactly right. Oh, my goodness. Well, guess what? The Spurs are back at it tonight in Cleveland. But there's some injury issues to deal with that they've got to do. We're talking about all of that when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star and AARP Texas are sending Cowboy fans to Jerry World to see America's team play all season long. How do you get in on the action? Head to sasportstar.com now and register to win. sasportstar.com. Live it up with the boys in the Big D from AARP Texas and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
And it's the second instance of a plane catching fire this week.
J.D. Ryan was a stewardess for Southwest for 5 minutes.
Flight attendant.
And he's an expert on everything aviation.
Now it's time for Plane Talk with Captain J.D. Ryan.
Thank you, Bob. Welcome aboard.
Listen to the John Clay Wolf Show Saturday morning at 8 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Pork rinds are the crunch time hero of the snack aisle. Low carb, collagen packed, and high in protein, so you can keep the energy high without the guilt. The porkrinds.com Instagram will make a crunch time donation with each share of the Crunch Time Hero college football post, with each share equaling a $1 donation to the Archer Foundation, a nonprofit dedicated to helping families dealing with DIPG, DMG, pediatric brain cancer. Share on Instagram today and grab yourself a bag of Southern Recipe pork rinds at H-E-B.
Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS like Joe?
I started a woodworking business. I was able to build beautiful furniture, but had no handle on the business side of things, so quickly fell behind in my taxes. 1 year of being behind in taxes quickly turned into 5 years. I ended up owing almost $37,000.
Then Joe found Tax Relief Advocates.
I would hear ads for Tax Relief Advocates. One day it just clicked, this is my exact situation that I'm in. So I wrote down the number and called from the car when I got home that day. TRA saved me 99% of what I owed the IRS, and that brought a huge sense of relief.
If you owe 10 or even hundreds of thousands of dollars to the IRS, don't lose hope. Do what Joe did and called TRA for a consultation.
I'm really happy that I made that call, and I finally felt like I could breathe again.
Visit TRA.com or call 800-484-4743. 800-484-4743. That's 800-484-4743.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Turn things all the way up and find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy.
By texting 24700, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from J.Crew Factory. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at jcrew.com.
At J.Crew Factory, we think shopping should be fun, really fun, as in scoring our exclusive collection of classic styles for the whole family at prices that can't be beat. And today, save even more. Just text GIFTING to 24700 to receive an extra $25 off your purchase of $75 or more at your nearest J.Crew Factory store. This holiday season, discover perfect presents for you and your crew. Shop cozy matching pajamas, toasty sweaters, amazing outerwear, festive accessories, and so much more. Get in the spirit at J.Crew Factory, where we have incredible deals every single day. Visit jcrewfactory.com to find your nearest San Antonio area store today. But first, get an extra $25 off your purchase of $75 or more when you text GIFTING to 24700. Text GIFTING to 24700 to get your $25 off coupon. That's GIFTING to 24700. See a store associate for details.
Talk about stepping up! Bang! Bang! It's time to level up your game. Introducing the all-new ESPN app. All of ESPN, all in one place. Your home for the most live sports and the best championship moments.
The electricity is palpable.
Step up your game with no annual contract required. It's the ultimate fan experience. Level up for more on the ESPN app or at stream.espn.com. Sign up now.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation, so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
Dallas Cowboys head coach Brian Schottenheimer goes one-on-one and has some fun with the morning huddles. AJ and Rob, Friday mornings.
I'm a good for a Vegas guy for about a 48-hour Vegas guy, and then I gotta.
That's the right amount of time.
Yeah, he's aged appropriately.
That's the right amount of time. I'll tell you what. There's a show sounded awesome. I wouldn't recommend it though. Thunder from Down Under.
Yeah,
I
you
went
might
in there.
enjoy that.
It sounded awesome at first, and then it was not what I thought it was going to be.
I mean, I might go there to scout.
You might find a tight end. I'll say this: there's a run stopper there. I saw a guy in a 3-point stance with both his hands on his hips. I don't know how this happened, but I saw that. Coach.
Oh man,
why were you in there?
I told you I wasn't in the wrong place.
I needed the laughter. Hey, I needed the laughter today, guys. I appreciate it. Seriously.
Thanks, God.
Brian Schottenheimer's unfiltered look at the Cowboys' upcoming game. Friday mornings, presented by AA Best Bail Bonds on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Happy to have you along on this Friday afternoon. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe. He's Jason. However you're listening, thanks for spending part of your Friday with us here on the Blitz.
Big weekend.
Of course it is, yeah.
Of course, tonight you got the Spurs taking on the Cavs. Whole bunch of people hurt.
Luke Kornet out.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure when he got hurt. And I don't know if it was during the celebration of the block or what, but a little ankle issue, apparently. So hopefully he won't be out too long.
Hopefully not. At Cleveland, I know there's a huge watch party going on at the Rock over at La Cantera. And then, of course, you've got all the championship games in college football. And as Georgia gets set to take on Alabama, ESPN has an incredible article today that they are trying to get money back from a dude that signed an NIL deal and then bolted. So, and what's fascinating about this is this guy signed a $500,000 deal with Georgia, a 14-month deal with $30,000 a month payments, and he got $30,000 immediately. And so you get the 14 months, $30,000, and then 2 $40,000 bonuses. 2 weeks after he signed the deal and got a $30,000 check, he bolted for Missouri, right? He had a clause in there, basically a buyout clause, of $390,000. And Georgia's now taking this kid to court.
Yeah.
A spokesman for Georgia says, quote, when the University of Georgia Athletic Association enters binding agreements with student athletes, we honor our commitments and expect student athletes to do the same.
I think this is great, and I can't wait to see how this lawsuit pans out, because I mean this could be huge for the entire NIL situation. You can't do that, and that's going to be the problem. I mean, and these student athletes need to learn that you can't just sign a deal, collect some money, and then leave. I mean, that's there's not a business in the world that is going to allow that without taking some sort of repercussion.
Now, the defensive end, his name is Damon Wilson, and they're calling it, for the damages, liquidated damages. And I don't know enough how this works, but if it's in the contract and it's a binding agreement, not one of these handshake deals that you've heard of before when players have gotten mad, You know, you look at how upset Tennessee was when they paid all that money to the quarterback who went through spring ball and then transferred to UCLA. But if it's in the contract, and I don't know what the state laws are for Georgia, like, do you get $390 or do you get your $30,000 back?
There's got to be some damages.
Well, all right,
there
so
has to be
$50,000. I mean, can they? You know, you committed $500,000. Your clause, basically your buyout clause, if you decide to leave, is, you know, according to this contract, with what's being reported, $390,000. And apparently, according to the contract, the Bulldogs paid Wilson a total of $30,000 from the disputed contract because the way the deal was crafted. Georgia says Wilson owed it $390,000 in a lump sum within 30 days of his decision to leave the team. And I hope Georgia wins, right? I hope they do, because if that was in the contract, you have a buyout. If you decide to leave, you owe us this within 30 days. And if he doesn't pay, we're going to take you to court. I hope they win.
Well, I hope they do too, and I think they've already filed the lawsuit, so it's going to go to court, and it's going to be heard, and it's just a matter of what they're going to get. If they get, $375 is what they want. If they get half of that, it'll be good, because it will send a message to these student athletes that you can't just sign a contract and then move on, collect some money, and then move on. I mean, that's literally like taking $30,000 for doing absolutely nothing.
I'm sure he worked out a couple of times before he left Georgia.
I'm sure that's great. But whatever he's getting paid at Missouri now, if Georgia wins that, he's going to have to send back to the University of Georgia.
What I like is there have been a number of cases, like the Tennessee quarterback, where guys have gotten money to show up, and then they hit the portal. And as Dan Murphy from ESPN tweets out, many colleges have been hesitant to test the legality of buyout clauses when a player transfers mid-NIL contract. Georgia's going to test it. And I would imagine that every university out there is pulling for Georgia to win this thing. Now, it's a 14-month deal. I don't know how a lot of these NIL deals are structured, because this guy was going to get $30,000 a month for 14 months.
Mm-hmm.
I almost wonder if, I guess they have to get some when they show up, a little signing bonus money. But at the end of the year, congratulations, this is your lump sum of money.
Well, look, and everybody that wants to point to coaches, coaches leave. Look, they've got buyouts as well in their contracts. If they leave early without getting fired, they have to repay some of the money that they've been paid, or some sort of buyout clause. It's in every coach's contract. So it needs to be the same with these student athletes. You just can't sign a contract and walk. And I'm going to be watching this closely, as I know you will be as well. But I hope the University of Georgia comes through with a win.
Yeah, I do too. And there's so many things wrong with the NCAA calendar, and you've talked about it, heard about it ad nauseum. But the idea that he can sign a contract and 2 weeks later hit the portal and be allowed to play for Missouri. I mean, could you imagine if Jerry Jones could just say, I really like that play. I know you're under contract with Green Bay, but, we really want Micah Parsons back. Come on over here, Micah. Don't worry. There's nothing that, the fact that this kid thought he could leave with no repercussion, even though it was in his contract. And I still think they need to have multi-year deals for these guys. You sign a deal, and if you've signed a deal and it's a 2-year deal or a 3-year deal, you can't hit the portal. Once you sign and you start taking money, you're locked in, unless the coach leaves. You could have that one exception.
I got that. I'm with that.
Or have a massive buyout clause, because, you think about a Trey Moore, and I'll use him as an example because he went to high school at Smithson Valley, and he's now at UT, and I think everybody knows who Trey Moore is. Trey Moore at UTSA gets picked up by Texas. If he had a big buyout clause, Texas would have to pay Trey Moore, but also pay UTSA, and that would help Jeff Traylor and the UTSA program and their funding, wouldn't it? If you're going to take our guy, we're going to get some money, whether it's from UT or it's from Trey Moore. But if you break your contract and leave, we'll wish you the best, but you're going to leave some money on the pillow on your way out.
Well, and I think it will deter some of these programs from coming in.
Yeah.
It's the same with coaches. If schools have to pay a big fee, a buyout clause for the coach that they want, it deters them from coming after and rating that coaching staff. It'd be the same with players, and I think something like this is outstanding. I really do, and I really hope Georgia wins this case, because I think it would start to change everything. Either way, Jason, I think you're going to see these clauses put in these contracts from here on out, and I think a lot of schools are already doing it. So it is a good thing in my mind. Speaking of schools, have Aggie fans kind of gotten over the Longhorn beatdown? I'm asking. That's a serious question. We've got one coming up, so we'll ask him. Andrew Monaco was in Austin for that beatdown, and we'll see how he's feeling about it. He joins us next here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. First, though, the weekend is going to be absolutely gorgeous. Yep, I looked at the weather forecast. It's going to be absolutely gorgeous. The weather's going to be fantastic, about 70 degrees, sunny skies, perfect golf weather. So you need to go to golfclubtexas.com and check them out and make your tee time. Get out there and play some golf while there's a break in the weather. It is a great place. Look, if you haven't been out there lately, you haven't been out there. They have done so many improvements to that golf course. It is just a spectacular place. In fact, it looks like one of those schwanky country clubs. It's not, though. It's open to the public 7 days a week. They've got the greatest staff out there. And when you go out there, you want to make sure you go early because the Tin Cup Bar and Grill is worth the time. Get in there and have some lunch, dinner, whatever it is, both. Cocktails, they'll make you anything you want. They've got a huge selection of beer out there as well. So you're going to have a good time. And look, even if you're not going to play golf this weekend, head on out to the Golf Club of Texas and watch some football. They've got an outside bar where you can sit where there's TVs all over the place, inside the Tin Cup Bar and Grill as well. And so it's just a fun place to go, have some food, have some drinks with your family, with your friends, the Golf Club of Texas. It is a great place. And you know exactly where it is. Right there off Briggs Ranch Road off Highway 90. Whether you're headed out for dinner at the Tin Cup, round with your buddies, maybe you're thinking about your next tournament, have it there. Go check them out. Best rates always online at golfclubtexas.com. The Golf Club of Texas is the friendliest golf course in Texas.
Dallas Cowboys fans, come on down!
It's AJ and Rob from the Morning Huddle, and you could be the next contestant on
The Stat Is Right.
Every week leading up to the week of the Cowboys home game, AJ and Rob toss out a Cowboys player and a stat from the upcoming home game. Passing yards, rushing yards, number of times Dak adjusts his wristband mid-play, or perhaps CeeDee Lamb mouthguard chews per quarter. Whatever. All you have to do is predict that stat, get the closest, and bam! You're headed to Jerry World with a pair of tickets to the next Cowboys home game. Think of it like The Price is Right, but instead of winning a blender, you get to scream, "How about them Cowboys?" inside AT&T Stadium. So study up, Cowboy Nation, and listen to the Morning Huddle to play. The Stat Is Right. Only on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
Staples presents An Easy Holiday.
Running a small business during the holidays is hard.
No truer words were.
But this year, Staples helped me have an easy holiday.
Your script has a typo.
Nope, easy peasy. I just ordered online at staples.com and picked up in store. And with UPS on site, shipping was easy too. Plus, huge savings on tech, custom cards, even my holiday sale signage.
Visit your local Staples store or staples.com today for up to 45% off select laptops.
That was easy.
Ins 12/27.
The following is a dramatization.
Davis Law Firm, how can I help?
That guy pulled out in front of me out of nowhere. The police are on their way, but I'm really shaken up.
Don't worry. We're going to get you taken care of. You made the right call.
I'm Jeff Davis. If you've been hurt in a car, truck, or 18-wheeler wreck, call Davis Law Firm at 444-4444. We're ready to help day or night, and there's no fee unless we win.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Discover the newest place to play at Top Golf New Braunfels. Opening this Friday, December 5th at 427 Creekside Way in the New Braunfels Town Center at Creekside. This no golf knowledge needed experience is for everyone and is all about bringing more play and more fun to the players. Top Golf New Braunfels will feature new games, new food and drink, a 9-hole mini golf course, and half-off gameplay every Monday through Thursday. Join the Blitz live Monday, December 8th from 2 to 6 for all your Monday night football action. Come play around at Top Golf New Braunfels.
Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS like Joe?
I started a woodworking business. I was able to build beautiful furniture, but had no handle on the business side of things, so quickly fell behind in my taxes. 1 year of being behind in taxes quickly turned into 5 years. I ended up owing almost $37,000.
Then Joe found Tax Relief Advocates.
I would hear ads for tax relief advocates. One day it just clicked, this is my exact situation that I'm in. So I wrote down the number and called from the car when I got home that day. TRA saved me 99% of what I owed the IRS, and that brought a huge sense of relief.
If you owe 10 or even hundreds of thousands of dollars to the IRS, don't lose hope. Do what Joe did and called TRA for a consultation.
I'm really happy that I made that call, and I finally felt like I could breathe again.
Visit TRA.com or call 800-484-4743. 800-484-4743. That's 800-484-4743.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
Coach Saban here, and let me tell you, every second matters. Preparation is everything, and that's why I trust Kidde Smoke Alarms.
And as North America's #1 home fire safety brand, they're built to respond over 25% faster to smoke detection. Kidde helps protect what matters the most. Find it at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. #1 claim based on total household installations as of December 2023. 29% faster average smoke detection based on internal testing of smoldering wood fires for Kidde 9th edition versus leading competitor 8th edition products.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Turn things all the way up and find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy.
Since 1993, Thomas J. Henry dedicated himself to building a firm that injured clients can trust and respect. A firm backed by a track record of success and commitment to our clients. If you've been injured, trust Thomas J. Henry, San Antonio, Texas.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Happy you're joining us on your Friday afternoon. We've made it just about. The weekend is upon us, and happy about that. It's going to be a nice weekend too, Minix.
It is going to be a nice weekend. And then, of course, Monday, the Blitz is going to be live out at Top Golf in New Braunfels. They're having their official grand opening today. And on Monday, we're going to be live out there from 2 to 6. And Top Golf New Braunfels doesn't look like Top Golf San Antonio. They've added a 9-hole miniature golf course out there, so it's going to be a lot of fun. The bar area, the photos I've seen look incredible. So join us Monday out in New Braunfels at Top Golf New Braunfels.
Yes, that's going to be fun. Looking forward to heading out there. Looking forward to watching some football this weekend because, and I'm sure Aggie fans are as well, want to see how things are going to shape up as they get ready for the playoffs.
Let's talk about it. Our good friend Andrew Monaco, the voice of the Aggies, joining us here on the Buyers Barricades guest line. I know you guys would be rather getting ready for a game this weekend. I know you'd rather be calling in from Atlanta right now, but you do know you're going to be in the playoffs either way.
Yeah, that's kind of a nice thing, huh? After disappointing last Friday, I like what Mike Elko said earlier this week during his coach's show, and he said, look, there are a lot of tears. Then you get on the bus, and as we got closer to College Station, the attitude changed to, let's go win a national championship. It's nice. Again, Atlanta would have been fantastic. It would have been a precedent that was set. Never been in the SEC championship game, and you fall one game shy. But you know what? Never been in the playoffs before, so it's pretty exciting. It's a different path, but one that's now a reality in the Aggies are hoping to start December 19th or 20th as the first of 4 postseason games.
Well, I tell you, Andrew, obviously a lot of Aggie fans here in San Antonio, including my son-in-law, and obviously the tears, I don't think they've stopped yet. And I know that the future's bright. The Aggies have an opportunity to win a national championship, but it's like he told me, he said, man, I don't know what I want more, to beat Texas or be a national champion. Now, maybe it was tongue-in-cheek, but that's what he said.
Yeah, I totally understand that anytime that you have a rivalry. But here comes the but, right? Don't discount everything I just said. You remember the national championship and not a 2025 win in Austin. National champions forever. But I totally get where it is, and that's the rivalry part of it. That's what I'm not so sure the committee understands. Rivalry games. They should, but I'm not sure they do. Again, I've told you guys before, the rankings come out way too soon, way too early. Sunday's the only one that matters because there's so much that goes on in the month of November. And for the Aggies, this was quite the roller coaster month of November. They were better than they were last year, but when they faced Texas, they came up shy once again. So there's a little chip on their shoulder once again. And now going forward, there's no more leeway. There's no more safety net that you have to win to go on. So that's the thing. Who are they after 12 games? Who are they going into the playoffs? We'll see, what happens with that matchup. But, yeah, they came up shy. Some point they're going to play 60 minutes of football. You certainly hope it's this time of year because this is when it matters most.
Well, it does, Andrew, and as you get ready to find out where that first playoff is going to be during the show on Sunday, as A&M gets ready to go into the playoffs, who's going to call plays with Colin Klein leading to become?
No.
Is he staying?
He's staying.
Okay.
Yeah, he's going to stay through the playoffs. That's the agreement with Kansas State. Could not be happier for him. Look, he was the head coach in waiting. When I say it that way, so bright. There's so many people that he has affected positively. But to go back home, I think K-State has to be thrilled to get a young head coach who can stay there a while. He's been so good to that school, but he was so good in his 2 years here. I think it was a great hire by Mike Elko. No, he's going to stay. I've been reading it. I have not confirmed. I don't think K-State's going to a bowl game.
No, they opted out. Their
right,
team, which I find so weird, they voted they don't want to go to a bowl game.
Yeah, surprises me. Surprises me. Again, combination of, well, I guess it's a little bit different. I always said teams wanted to go to bowl games because they get the 15 extra days of practice, and it can be either the continuation of your year or it could be used as a start to next year. I guess with Colin Klein, he can do that in the spring with those players. But again, you have a coordinator, and this is what Mike said this week earlier. He said, I want my coordinators to become head coaches. I want my position coaches to become coordinators. That's good leadership, guys.
Yep.
You would love to keep a staff. You would love to. And I always turn the mirror around a little bit. If you're a coordinator, wouldn't you love to coach this Aggie offense? I think it would turn some heads. And there may be, I don't know what what the list is of offensive coordinators, but I'm wondering if he's going to get some calls from some people that aren't on his list, because to me, I think it's a talented group. You get to work with Marcel Reed. You get to work with these young running backs. You have, at the very least, Mario Craver coming back next year. To me, it would be something exciting, but I'm just thrilled for Colin Klein. Guys, you'll understand when I say this. That's a good human being, and you root for good humans, and he's got an excellent opportunity. I wish him all the best.
Yeah. And real quick, reading an ESPN article from this morning talking about his new job, it says that though it's possible the team opts out of a bowl invitation, no decision has been finalized, although I did read that the team voted. Hell, I don't know what to believe right now, right? Maybe when they find out they could go to a really cool place, they'll say, yeah, let's go there.
We changed our minds. We do want to go. We'll call our own place, schoolyard style, right?
Yeah.
Go out deep, button hook. We'll do it on our own.
Well, Andrew, what's exciting, I'm happy for Colin Klein. Obviously, he was a quarterback there, and so he's going back home to some extent, and I think that's going to be good for him, and the folks in Kansas State are going to be excited about that. As far as the Aggies are concerned, I mean, Aggie fans got to be pumped because that football game, I'm assuming that, correct me if I'm wrong, will be at Kyle Field. Am I right?
It's going to be up to the committee on Sunday. It looks like it will be, Joe, and everybody's been contacted about it for the possibility of that game being the 19th or the 20th. I would think so with that position that they are 7 with this weekend games coming down, and depending what happens on some of those championship games, if Virginia wins in the ACC, if Duke wins in the ACC, I think that allows a group of 5 school to come in, but I don't see a group of 5 school being placed above Texas A&M. Alabama, Georgia, I guess it's a matter of who wins, and they would probably stay pretty close to where they are right now. Tech and BYU, again, BYU wins, who knows where they are. Tech wins, they stay in that top 4, getting a bye and not playing till New Year's. I would think the Aggies will stay in that 5 to 8 range. I would certainly hope so because, to your point, as you said earlier, man, what an atmosphere it's going to be for a home playoff game.
It's so interesting how you can turn and pivot and look at the glass half full, if you will. But I'm with you. I mean, to have a home playoff game, one, the revenue that would generate for the university and hell, for Bryan College Station, but just hosting one would be great. But it is kind of interesting when you look at as great of a season as the Aggies have had, that now a committee could decide maybe they're going to be on the road, which again would surprise me, but I don't know how much trust I have in this committee, right? And it doesn't seem like anybody else does. I'm curious, the water cooler talk around those that are in the weeds a lot more than most of us are. What are you hearing about the committee and what could happen? Like Alabama, if they lose, are they out? Because then why would anybody ever want to go to a conference championship game again?
I'm chuckling because you bring up a great point, Jason, which I have thought about in the last couple of years through not just football but the other sports, that I understand why the championship game was made in '92 in the SEC, and that was Dr. Kramer at the time, and almost backfired on the SEC in that first year if Florida had beaten Alabama, and it was a different bowl system. But you make a great point. Do you turn it down? I mean, it's a moneymaker for the SEC. But if it starts knocking teams out of the playoff, then you have to take a look at that. I say the same thing about tournaments, basketball, baseball, softball. If you're in, you're just going there in their scrimmages just to have your guys get their innings in or stay on schedule. The teams that need the conference tournaments are the ones that are on the bubble. But how does Kentucky say, nah, we're not going to Nashville? The conference would be in an uproar because of that. But Kentucky or Tennessee, they don't really need to be there. It's fascinating what it's become.
Well, it really is. Not sure what that is.
Yeah, what is that?
What are you playing?
Do you think that's Andrew?
Oh,
that's Andrew?
Hey, Andrew. Is that your theme song?
Is he still there?
No, apparently not.
Andrew?
Wow. Andrew, you there? No, we must have lost him.
That was bizarre.
That was bizarre, wasn't it? Wow. It sounded like Andrew was running on a treadmill, too, or something. I'm not sure exactly what was going on there.
Live radio, man. You sometimes never know what the...
No kidding. That was
that
bizarre.
His year-end review playlist?
It might have been. Might have been. Oh, wow. That's that's crazy. It was good talking to Andrew. I think Pled's working to get him back if we can. We'll see what happens. But it'll be interesting to see what happens this Sunday. And I know Aggie fans are going to be excited to see and excited to see if they do get a home game there at Kyle Field.
Well, and again, I do think they'll end up with the home game, and let's see if we get Monaco or his music. What the hell happened, Andrew?
What do you want? What do you want? I got tired of talking to you, so I just went with the music. I was like, see if they know the difference.
Apparently.
Yeah.
But, so
I
was
had
that
no
your
idea.
year in review playlist? I mean, the elevator music that we heard? What was that?
Yeah. Well, I started, and I haven't put the voiceover on it, but that's the music you'll hear if you call me. I figured I would get a jump on the end of year. Nice. It'll be on my highlight. It'll be the best of Andrew if you call.
Monaco, brought to you by Muzak.
Well, I think that's good. Yeah, I think it's good. It's
Andrew,
a good intro to the playoff game.
Yeah, Andrew, brought to you by Andrew. Honestly, that's how it works.
Yeah.
Guys, I have no idea what the committee's going to do. I don't think there's been any kind of substance. I don't think there's been any kind of transparency. And I'm going to get on my soapbox now. I think it's been in every sport. I don't think the committee gets it right. I just don't. And too many times you have teams that I think have been wildly overseeded, some underseeded because they want to be clever. Think about a couple of years ago, we hired Trent Alberts, and boy, just magically, Texas A&M is playing Nebraska in both the men's and the women's basketball tournament, right? Jim Schlossnagle comes, we're playing TCU in a regional. Not really fair to those players. It's you put them in an odd situation. They think they're clever, but they're not. I'll go back 2 years ago to Des Moines, and I know the team lost to Penn State, but because Texas and Texas A&M were in the same conference, they were going to put them in that round so they would meet. But A&M was wildly underseeded in that tournament. There's a team that was near the top of the conference, and they were seeded number 7 that year. That's the thing to me. Well, also I went through Tampa and didn't see the name come up after getting to the SEC championship. So there's some scars there. But I just think with football, you've changed the head from Mack Rhodes to Hunter Yurachek, which is a wild story in itself, by the way.
Yeah.
Mack Rhodes let go from Baylor, and there's way more to that story than has come out, by the way. But there's no transparency. Buzz Williams got called out for this. When he called them out, when the Aggies went to the NIT, all he wanted was, hey, tell us, is it strength of schedule? Is it net? Is it RPI? Is it this? I understand it's got to be a combination of eye test and analytics. I get it. But to me, sometimes they get it wildly wrong, and you just don't know. And then when they explain it, you're scratching your head even more. But, okay, I'm back off the soapbox.
Well, you sound a lot like Steve Sarkisian at this point in time, Andrew. So that's kind of what he's been saying. If you're a Miami Hurricane fan, you've got to be just livid right now, I would think. The fact that Notre Dame is in and you're not.
There's a lot to that, Joe. There's a lot to that. Now, if you just go head-to-head, it's not a one-game season. You have to keep winning, right?
Sure.
That's where some of the coaches are. Look, this is no different from Jimbo Fisher in 2020, who didn't say anything until after the Aggies beat Tennessee. They end up being on the outside looking in to that 4-team playoff. They're number 5. They went 8-1 in the SEC that year, winning the last 7 in the conference, and it was all conference games. They were on the outside looking in. Notre Dame got in. You'll also remember that year, the Big Ten wanted to pull the plug on football. Somehow they got rewarded with teams going into that Final Four, and then Notre Dame did what Notre Dame did under Brian Kelly. They were terrible in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. Aggies finished number 4, but they never got their shot. So I understand where these coaches are coming from, but you got to win the rest of your games. Miami, you can't lose games. I get the head-to-head. I totally get it. But teams change over the course of the year. But it has to be infuriating to Miami. But that they're not in the ACC championship really, really hurts, I think, a little bit.
Sure.
Well, and the regular season still has to matter for something. And I really thought when they were at 4, I thought 8 would be the good number, because if you're arguing 9 and 10, do you really belong in a race for a national championship? Same thing here. Although I look at Ohio State plays Indiana, right? That's 1-2. Does the loser not get that first round bye? Does everybody move up, or is the loser going to be penalized for playing in an extra game?
I almost feel in the championship, guys, I almost feel like that's like the early season games. You should never be penalized if you're going to play this marquee non-conference game, and whether it's a neutral site or whatever. I mean, that's what sells college football. That you started. That's why we have games on Labor Day week. I don't think either team should be punished for that. You know what I mean? Like harshly. I should say that, like harshly. I don't think you've reached the pinnacle of your conference. You're one of the top 2 teams of the conference. I think that should matter. I have a problem where there's a wild swing in the rankings from.
He's having all kinds of phone problems.
It's all right. Always good to talk to Andrew Monaco, and it'll be interesting to see what happens this weekend when we know where everybody's going and who's in, who's out, and we'll let the discussion begin on Monday after that, right?
Well, that's it. I mean, and again, the college football playoffs are one thing, and then the other bowl games, like where is UTSA going to end up? Who's coming to San Antonio for the Valero Alamo Bowl? Where's Texas going to go? There's so much there, but again, I'm just curious, like Ohio State and Indiana right now are 1-2. They would get buys. Is Indiana, if they get trounced, going to stay at number 2? Or if Ohio State gets trounced, or if it's a 3-point game, do those teams, one of those teams likely to be penalized? You know, we focus a lot on the SEC around here, but in the Big Ten, you know, they could have 2 teams with a bye, should have, and they likely could, because let's say if Indiana drops down, does that mean Oregon right now 5 ends up with a bye for not playing in the Big Ten championship game?
Well, see, and that's not right, because Indiana beat Oregon head-to-head.
Yep.
So unless it's just a complete massacre that Ohio State beats Indiana, then no, I don't think they drop at all. I think maybe they switch. Well, they can't switch places. I can't imagine them not having a bye after that. It's going to be interesting to see what Texas Tech does with BYU. Everybody's kind of writing that game off as BYU didn't have a chance. It's difficult to beat a team twice in the same season. That's not going to be as easy a game, I don't think, as it was the first time around. But I wouldn't count Indiana out either. I think that team is going to play Ohio State tough. I really believe that, and I think that game's going to go right down to the wire. It's going to be a fun weekend with that, and it all starts tonight with North Texas and Tulane.
Yep.
One of those teams is going to get in the playoffs, most likely. So that's going to be fun.
I love this time of year. So much going on. Now, you know, wild, but loser of Ohio State, Indiana. Do they drop down? Georgia wins. What if BYU upsets Texas Tech? Does Texas A&M, could they then leapfrog Ole Miss, who won't have their regular coach? Could they somehow sneak into getting that number 4 spot in a bye? I doubt it, but I'm rooting for chaos at this point.
Well, absolutely. I think so, too. I wouldn't mind BYU winning. Texas Tech's still going to get in.
Yep.
BYU would be in, and
Notre Dame would be
the hell out. So that would be outstanding.
All of a sudden, you've got Indy Kaloo running through your mind.
I'm just saying, man, Notre Dame, they have no business being there. None whatsoever, and they shouldn't be. But, you know, my love for Notre Dame is legendary. Legendary.
Uh-huh.
So if you I got a serious question for you, Minix.
What?
You ever go to the movies and have a mouse run down your arm?
Am I watching Ratatouille?
No, whatever it is. You're at the movie, you're settling in with a box of popcorn and a Coke, and here comes a mouse running down, and well, he wants a bite of your popcorn.
No.
Never happened?
No.
Happened in Waco, and this guy's got the answer for it. We'll tell you all about it when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, with all the football this weekend, and, of course, you got NBA going on as well. Spurs in action tonight. You know, the best place to get in on all the action, make your picks and win money here in Texas is at Underdog. And it's fun and easy. You pick your favorite players and choose whether they're going to go higher or lower on stats like points, rebounds, steals, and more. Like De'Aaron Fox tonight against Cleveland, 25.5 points. Would you go higher or lower? They've got Devin Vassell at 15.5 points, higher or lower. Harrison Barnes at 14.5. Dylan Harper at 12.5. Would you go higher or lower? And then look at your rebounds, assists. Make your picks, get them all right. You can win up to 5,000 times your cash. So download the Underdog app. Use promo code STAR to score $100 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code STAR at Underdog. Make picks, win money. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play-and-get-terms_DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville. Your home for the NFL.
George gets justice. 2026 is almost here, but that car accident you went through this year, it's still weighing on you. You may be hurt or unsure how to get help. You need to get George at George Salinas Injury Lawyers. George understands the chaos you're experiencing, and he'll take care of you so you can step into the new year back in charge. Call 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George gets justice. GetGeorge.com. Principal Office, San Antonio.
Blue Star Tequila, the world's first and only 100% night harvested agave. And you might be saying, well, why do I care when it's harvested? It allows the agave to be harvested while it's resting and out of the brutal heat. Benefits to workers who would normally work into the heat of the day. It's just better for the flavoring. And speaking of flavoring, it's 100% additive free. No flavoring, sweetening, or coloring added, and it's unfiltered. Live your life unfiltered and do it with Blue Star Tequila. Find Blue Star Tequila at Alamo City Liquors, Costco, Specs, and Total Wine.
We know exactly what you're not thinking about right now. Wiper blades. But now that you are, take a moment to think about how Rain-X is the #1 brand of wiper blades in America. Why? Because Rain-X thinks about wiper blades all the time. We obsess, so you don't have to. Simply install our blades and then think about literally anything else. So choose Rain-X, America's #1 wiper blades, and then go back to not thinking about wiper blades. Rain-X. Outsmart the elements.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-275-1728. That's 800-275-1728.
By texting 24700, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from J.Crew Factory. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at jcrew.com.
At J.Crew Factory, we think shopping should be fun, really fun, as in scoring our exclusive collection of classic styles for the whole family at prices that can't be beat. And today, save even more. Just text GIFTING to 24700 to receive an extra $25 off your purchase of $75 or more at your nearest J.Crew Factory store. This holiday season, discover perfect presents for you and your crew. Shop cozy matching pajamas, toasty sweaters, amazing outerwear, festive accessories, and so much more. Get in the spirit at J.Crew Factory, where we have incredible deals every single day. Visit jcrewfactory.com to find your nearest San Antonio area store today. But first, get an extra $25 off your purchase of $75 or more when you text GIFTING to 24700. Text GIFTING to 24700 to get your $25 off coupon. That's GIFTING to 24700. See a store associate for details.
On the job, every minute counts. That's why Lowe's now has ProBlock Quick Dry Primer, expertly manufactured by Sherwin-Williams. Engineered for pros to dry fast and go on smooth for virtually flawless results that keep your job moving. It's available in oil and water-based, and getting it is easy. Order online by 2 p.m. and get free same-day delivery right to your job site. Lowe's, we help, you save. Orders placed after 2 p.m. will be delivered next day. Valid in select zip codes. Subject to driver availability. More terms apply.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
It is college championship weekend. Tonight, the American Conference Championship, where North Texas takes on Tulane. Winner headed to the college football playoff. Starts at 6:30 with the pregame. Kickoff set for 7 o'clock right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Tomorrow, the SEC Championship will be on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Georgia taking on Alabama. That gets started at 2:30 with the pregame. Kickoff set for 3 o'clock.
SportsCenter is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagle.
That's the third time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
On a Friday. Happy Friday, everybody. Hope it's going great for you. The weekend is in sight. I'm excited about that. I hope you're excited as well. Thanks for spending some time with us here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagle. That's Jason Minix right there, just to my right. That's him in the flesh.
That was weird.
Well, you're a big star, Minix, you know? I get excited about it.
It's very weird.
Unplug it, maybe. It's Friday. Come on, man. Work with me.
I don't know what to do with that. It is a Friday after a Cowboys disaster on at Thursday Night Football, but so much going on this weekend. And I'm going to guess a lot of people that are listening to this show are likely not to go to the movies this weekend because there's too much. There's sports, man. Football this weekend is going to be fantastic. And this story is out of Waco. No idea and no indication that it would be happening anywhere around here.
As in Waco, Texas, right up the road here. So crazy.
Now, maybe you're going to Waco this weekend. Maybe you want to get into George's Bar. Maybe you want to go get a gut pack at Vitex Barbecue.
Don't go to the Cinemark.
But, yeah.
Unless you do what this guy does.
Well, if you've got to do this to go to the movies, dude.
Guy enjoys movies.
Apparently, the Cinemark in Waco, Texas. I'm not sure where that is, because I know there's a big theater complex right off of Valley Mills Drive there in Waco.
Uh-huh.
But this guy was at the movies, and a rat crawled down his arm and started nibbling on his soda. Now, if that were to happen to me, I think I'd leave the movie. I'd have a strong conversation with management.
I'd have to wipe my pants.
And I'd probably never come back. This guy, he goes to the movies far too often. This guy takes like 10 mousetraps with him, and he puts them all around his seat and enjoys his movie while the traps are doing their thing, killing rats.
Well, and little mice too. Apparently, this movie theater had an outbreak, and they're actually being investigated by whoever investigates that stuff.
The rat police.
But you got there's pictures on this story of a dead mouse in a mouse trap. I guess that works. You didn't have to worry about it, but you're sitting there the whole time going. I mean, you're hearing dead mice and rats just dying all around you.
Now, Cinemark, in a statement, quote, given nearby construction, we've strengthened our protocols and partnered with specialists to maintain high standards of cleanliness. We're pleased with the progress and remain committed to delivering an outstanding movie-going experience for every guest. But this didn't deter this guy from going to the movies. He just brought traps so he wasn't bothered by a rat during his movie. Now, I think it was at Disney, maybe one time there was one of those deals where you're watching a movie and one of the deals, and it might have been Ratatouille, and you kind of feel the fake rats going by your feet, right? One of those experiences you can have somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Look, I don't like rats.
Well,
or
who
mice.
does?
I mean, I'm just saying. I don't understand this. I mean, if you're a theater and you're eating popcorn, you're eating hot dogs, you're eating whatever else they have at theaters, and there's rats flying all over, just like the story we had the other day of the rat jumping into the frying grease.
I mean, look, rats are out there. Rats can be a problem. I would not be going to a movie theater with my own mousetrap so I could enjoy the movie.
Well, I wouldn't want to do that either. But it's like I don't want to look behind the kitchen door either. Like if there's a bunch of rats running around there and the food's still pretty good, I mean, I'm okay.
Well, and again, I mean, this guy looks like he's on a good hunting trip, taking pictures of all the rats that he was able to capture while in there, you know. And again, still going to the movies. I mean, you know, it's the kind of stuff that will just choke you up. I don't know. I have no idea. All I know is I wouldn't be going to the movies if that was the case. So if you're going to Waco this weekend and you're going to the movies at Cinemark, take your mouse traps. It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star, all rooting for college football chaos and what should happen with the championship games. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776 if you want to chime in. Plus plenty on the Dallas Cowboys and their disaster last night. Coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday night at 7:20. The Cowboys take on the Minnesota Vikings at home in Arlington. Pre-game at 6. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, the Davis Law Firm, Hornitos Tequila, Connecticut, and Jim Beam.
How about them Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
Hey, it's the holiday season, and nothing beats warm coffee, cool mornings, and that festive locker room excitement. It's in the air. Hey, it's Rob, and I'm reminding you that Blue Bonnet Bunkin' Biscuit has their Black Friday deal, and it's going on now. Choose 3 doggy daycare packages available through December the 5th or until spots run out, and they're running out fast. With over 17,000 square feet of pet partying paradise, more than an acre of play outside, plus training and spa treatments, there's no better place. It's a winter wonderland of fun for your furry family members. Call 210-750-1298 today. Call them now. They're filling up fast for the holidays.
Discover the newest place to play at Top Golf New Braunfels. Opening this Friday, December 5th at 427 Creekside Way in the New Braunfels Town Center at Creekside. This no golf knowledge needed experience is for everyone and is all about bringing more play and more fun to the players. Top Golf New Braunfels will feature new games, new food and drink, a 9-hole mini golf course, and half-off gameplay every Monday through Thursday. Join the Blitz live Monday, December 8th from 2 to 6 for all your Monday night football action. Come play around at Top Golf New Braunfels.
Calling all Cowboys Nation in San Antonio. Game day isn't complete without the right look, and the Dallas Cowboys Pro Shop has everything you need. Whether you're headed to the game or watching from home, the Dallas Cowboys Pro Shop has you covered. Find game day staples like jerseys and hats to fan favorites like hoodies and jackets at any of our 4 convenient locations: River Center, North Star Mall, Ingram Park Mall, and Huebner Oaks Shopping Center. We're open 7 days a week. Find the best selection of Cowboys gear only at the Dallas Cowboys Pro Shop.
You like saving money, right? We all do. That's why Allstate just lowered the price of car insurance. Not, but wait, there's a catch. Lower. Actually lower. So if you're shopping around or just want to see how much you could save, check Allstate first for a new lower auto rate that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products or compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want to boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Turn things all the way up and find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy.
The NBA season's rolling, and DraftKings' newest game, Pick 6, is the easiest way to play for your shot at big wins. NBA stars are lighting it up. Now their numbers aren't just highlights, they're your shot to cash in. Here's how it works. Just pick more or less on 2 or more player stats. The better your picks, the bigger your payout. New DraftKings customers get $50 in Pick 6 credits with just a $5 entry on your first pick set. Don't just watch basketball. Pick, play, cash in. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app now and use code KTFM. That's code KTFM. Play just $5 and get $50 in Pick 6 credits. Make the call. Ride the upside in partnership with DraftKings Pick 6. The crown is yours. use. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 18 and over. Age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Void where prohibited. One per new customer. Bonus awarded as non-withdrawable Pick 6 credits that expire in 14 days. Terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promos. Limited time offer.
Every success you've had began with a great opportunity. Now there's another one. At University of Maryland Global Campus, we provide no-cost digital resources in place of textbooks and most courses. And that's not all. You'll receive your accredited online education at an affordable tuition with a choice from more than 135 degree and certificate programs. With online and hybrid courses, get everything you need to succeed again. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Just how good is Pure Talk's current deal for unlimited wireless? Well, you might say it's the deal of your lifetime. Because right now, for just $29.95 a month, Pure Talk is offering unlimited talk, text, and data for life. Not your phone's life, your life. This is Pure Talk's top-tier plan. It comes with a crazy fast 5G network along with a 30-gig hotspot. And at just $29.95 a month, there has never been a better opportunity to lock in a ridiculously low rate for as long as you live. And save thousands and thousands of dollars along the way. This plan is normally $65 a month, but if you switch today, you will save over 50% every single month for the rest of your life. See what I mean? It really is the deal of your lifetime. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe. Offer ends 12/7. Some restrictions apply. Details at puretalk.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Monday on the Morning Huddle, the college football playoff will be set, Rob. Who's going to be disappointed?
All over but the crying and chaos reign. We also got a lot of NFL to talk about, and oh my goodness, how the Spurs do. It's going to be a heck of a week of sports. We're going to start it right. Get here early. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
All right, apparently no more rat talk, all right? We're done with the rats.
And get you all choked up?
Holy cow. Not sure what happened there, but
glad you're alive.
I'm back. I think. I hope.
Pledge did the Heimlich maneuver. Little mouth-to-mouth got you going.
Yeah, exactly. I told him no tongue, and he did it anyway. I don't know what the hell. All better. Crazy story, though, about the rats. It was. You handled that well. Thank you.
Handled it better than George Pickens is handling his piss-poor performance last night.
Dude, I tell you, he's got a real feud, apparently, going on with Richard Sherman.
You know, Cowboys lose last night. We'll get into it. You want to react to it. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Angry about a lot of things, though, about what happened last night. The defense, the kickoff coverage, and George Pickens in his effort. Now, I know what our group chat was like. I know what friends were texting me during the game. I know what Herb Street said during the game. George Pickens was awful last night. Lazy routes, alligator arms, had a pass go right through his hands that got deflected and intercepted. There was a long pass at the end that landed at his feet, and he made no effort to catch it. Pittsburgh Pickens showed up last night. The idea of everything that we heard about and thought that the Cowboys were getting from Pittsburgh has not been in Dallas until last night. Those are the reasons why I think Mike Tomlin let him go, was effort what you saw last night. And then Richard Sherman in the postgame show on Prime went after George Pickens.
George Pickens throughout the game, especially late in the game, just looked uninterested in playing football. You know, and that's what you can't have. If you're going to be a superstar, if you want to be the best receiver in the National Football League, you can never be disengaged. It doesn't matter if the game's going your way or not going your way. You can't just disappear in these games or else you're not going to have impact. And just right here, cruising routes. You're the guy. CeeDee Lamb is not in this game. He's out, and you get intercepted on your slant routes, and you can't be the guy and half-ass it. I'm sorry, that's just, you can't, it's unacceptable. And if you're the Dallas Cowboys and you're looking at him and you're looking to pay him big-time receiver money, $40 million, you got to look at this tape and say, hey, is this a guy we can trust paying $40 million to show up regardless of circumstance? I don't know.
And that's a problem. And really is. We talked about that. I mean, the guy had been a good citizen. He'd been playing well. He's playing in a contract year. Guy wants to get paid. But for whatever reason, and you got to wonder about a guy like that, is that just something mentally that he just was not into that game, didn't want to play that particular night? Not sure, but he didn't look like he was interested in playing football last night.
Now, I'm not going to make an excuse for George Pickens because he was awful last night, and everything that Herb Street said, highlighting lazy route running, all of that going on during the game, maybe it didn't feel good. Maybe they had a headache. Maybe he ate something bad. I don't know, but he wasn't there. Maybe he got a call from a family member beforehand. I mean, we all have stuff that, something happens at home and you bring it to work. That's no excuse when you're an NFL player, a pro athlete. You have to compartmentalize it, or however the hell you say it, right?
Yeah, very nice.
But the idea of what we saw last night, we haven't seen before. Then he goes on Instagram and goes after Richard Sherman like mad. I mean, to the point when I first saw it, I thought it was fake.
Yeah.
But I've seen enough Dallas media types have a screenshot of it, posting it, so I assume that's real. I don't know. Most of it's got language that we can't read on the air. And apparently he doesn't know that Richard Sherman actually was an all-pro player, but I'll digress. He's since deleted that because when I went to look at his Instagram, I didn't see it. So he posted it and deleted it, but enough people.
It's still out there, though.
And again, enough people that cover the Cowboys on a daily basis have posted it saying this is his Instagram and his post, since deleted post. It's there. Now, listen carefully to Jerry Jones when asked this morning about George Pickens' lack of effort.
He didn't have the game that he's been having. But effort, I would be very careful with him going there. This guy is he's explosive with his temperament. And I say that in a positive way. So I don't think so much it was effort, but I might not. But I don't necessarily have he didn't show up more, especially again against the backdrop of they were limited in their secondary, and I thought, although we have a lot of respect, I do, for their defensive front, and their defensive front did whip us on the offensive line. It did. So therein lies maybe a little bit more of the problem. You say, well, I thought Dak got some balls out there that should have been caught. Kornet had a really good night. I know we're all positive about how he's coming along.
Sure.
But he made some really outstanding plays. But I would have thought it would have been Pickens Grand Central. I'm not disappointed other than the fact that it could have helped us win that ball game. But, no, I'm not at all concerned going forward about Pickens. I would agree with you. I thought we would have more with him than we did.
I think everybody would have thought that. I mean, the guy's been playing well. He really has been playing well. That's his first clunker as a member of the Dallas Cowboys. And I don't think look, guys can have bad nights. I don't think that's the issue. The issue that everybody's got a problem with is his effort. And look, if you have a bad night, you have a bad night. But if you're out there giving it your all, then that's forgiven. And so I think that's the part of the problem, and that's why everybody's getting on to George Pickens today. It's why Richard Sherman, who had the video, by the way, of Pickens, half-assing it last night, and so that's why people are mad. Bad nights are going to happen.
Now,
it's the effort part of it.
Apparently, Brian Schottenheimer is speaking to some media now. Calvin Watkins from the Dallas Morning News said Brian Schottenheimer said he didn't speak to George Pickens about his efforts. He said Pickens did take down his social media post. He compared Pickens' bad night to what CeeDee Lamb went through a few weeks ago. Now, was he told to take down that post? Because Schotty was clearly aware of the post and did mention that it was taken down.
He also said he was going to talk to Pickens about it, according to the folks. It was Calvin Watkins who tweeted that out. So I think there's going to be some meetings with George Pickens here in the next day or two about his attitude and his behavior after he's criticized.
Now, this was Schotty last night talking about George Pickens lacking his usual energy.
No, I don't think so. I want to look at it. I mean, he was being doubled. You know, the minute CD went out, they just decided to play everything two-man over there and try to double him and take him away. But I don't think so. Really proud of Flournoy, him stepping up. I thought CD before the injury was outstanding. You know, we knew we'd hit some explosives, and unfortunately, we just, we weren't very good in the red zone. Kicked too many field goals, and against a team like this, you can't kick field goals.
Yeah, very true, and he's right. And they had a lot of opportunities early in that game, and they had to settle for field goals. So he's right about that. But again, look, I'm not going to judge Pickens after one game, although we've got a body of work in Pittsburgh, but that was a different situation. He's been great here. He's been the best wide receiver in the room, I think, since he's been here. And that's no disrespect to C.D. Lamb. I'm just saying that's the fact because C.D.'s been a little banged up a time or two. But what happened last night can't happen, ever, if you're a member of the Cowboys or any other football team for that matter.
And, of course, I mean, he had a bad game. Bad effort. And there, to me, that's the difference. CD had a bad game a couple weeks ago with some drops, but you didn't question his effort. His concentration, sure, but the way he was running routes. You know, it felt like last night when George knew he wasn't going to get the ball, he didn't give maximum effort. And that's a problem. Dak Prescott, of course, on Georgia's struggles.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure George will tell you it wasn't his best game. And, you know, when CD got out of the game, told him he needed to step up, he made some catches, right? Made the catch right there to put us down there at the one on the fourth down. He made some plays. Now, to Georgia's standard, that's tough. When you're playing the way that he's played, when you're the type of player that he is, I'll be the first to say it's hard to do that week in and week out. But I think George can. I know George believes he can, and I think he would just say that this game wasn't up to his standard. And I'm sure he'll own it, and I know he'll be better.
Well, it's interesting to hear the differences between Schotty and Dak Prescott. Prescott, clearly, it wasn't his best game. Schotty, well, I don't know about the effort part of it. And again, bad games happen.
Yep.
But lack of effort should never happen. And that's the problem last night. It's not the fact that he had a bad game. It's the lack of want to, the lack of trying. And I think that's why everybody is getting on this guy today. And obviously, he's not happy about it, especially coming from a guy like Richard Sherman.
Well, and again, the term that Richard Sherman used, he looked uninterested in playing football.
Yes.
And then, like guys can go have bad games, right? Nate Thomas had a bad game last night, but he tried. Terrence Steele had a bad game last night, but you didn't question his effort. They had bad games. I mean, when CD's had bad games, Dak Prescott everybody has had bad games. But when you look uninterested in playing, and I don't know that Brian Schottenheimer will ever admit to it, but I think he benched George Pickens last night because late in that game, when the Cowboys still had opportunity, George Pickens wasn't out there. Now, did he take himself out or was he benched? I'm going to guess that he was benched, and he should have been benched.
Absolutely.
Because after that long pass and no effort, and he can't blame I lost it in the lights or lost it in the sun or maybe he never saw it or just he didn't think he was going to. I don't know. But a play like that, and you've seen him make so many great plays. And the question that Richard Sherman brought up, maybe that's one of the reasons why Pittsburgh moved on. Love you, man, but I don't trust you enough to give you that kind of money. And that is a legitimate question now that Jerry Jones is going to have to face. And they're going to have to discuss with George Pickens and discuss with his agent. When you're trying to get that top kind of money, you can't have that on film. You can't have a game like that. No, hell, you can't have a practice like that in the NFL.
Well, exactly. It's got to be. You got to give it your all every time you're on the field. And again, things happen. We'll see what happens in 10 days when they take on the Minnesota Vikings. Will they have a better game there? And we'll see. Maybe this was a one-off, perhaps. We'll see, but it's certainly something that Jerry Jones and the Cowboys have to look at and have to weigh about when you're talking about signing this guy to a big money long-term contract. And they're going to have to make that decision, and are they going to be able to deal with that, or are they not? Because, quite frankly, a lot of guys, it happens to a lot of guys. Yeah, you're a good citizen during a contract year. As soon as you get that money, then you revert back to what you were in Pittsburgh or what you might be in the future. And that's something the Cowboys are going to have to weigh.
I think a nice candy bouquet would probably make them feel better today. And I think that Eberflus should send George Pickens a nice candy bouquet, because last night's loss was not about George Pickens, but he is the story today. That defense was awful last night. And we're not spending enough time talking about it on this show, on any of the ESPN shows or NFL Network shows that I saw earlier today. I imagine Dallas radio right now is having a field day with the content that George Pickens has created with his deleted Instagram post and everything else going on. And yeah, send him a candy bouquet, Eberflus, because we're not talking about your defense. That is a Cowboys team last night that scored 30 points, had over 400 yards of offense, and they lost by 2 touchdowns because that defense couldn't get stops. They couldn't get off the field. Or maybe it's the special teams coach that should send George Pickens the candy bouquet, because we're not talking about how piss poor the kickoff coverage unit was that allowed 3 Lions drives to start north of the 40-yard line. And most of them started after great returns. It was incredible, the field position that the special teams allowed, especially that kickoff coverage unit. But George Pickens is a star, and he's getting the star treatment today, the treatment that stars don't like. But we're not focused on how bad that defense was last night after they have gotten flowers for the last 3 weeks, especially wins over Kansas City and Philadelphia.
Well, very true. And Schottenheimer tells Calvin Watkins, or that's the tweet, the defense won first down about 67% of the time, but they struggled after that. Big time. Look, they couldn't stop Detroit, and I had no confidence that they were ever going to stop Detroit, to be honest with you. The way they were running down the field, whether it was Gibbs or St. Brown or whoever whatever the case may be, they just could not stop those guys from moving the football down the field. The field position certainly helped, but I'm not sure if it would have made any difference the way Detroit's offense was playing and the way Dallas's defense was not.
Well, and again, I mean, all said, late in the game, the Cowboys cut it to 7. They had a chance. Whether they could get that stop or not, they had a chance. But on the ensuing kickoff, big return, Detroit starting that drive at the 49-yard line, and 3 plays later they're dancing in the end zone, and it's, a 44-30 loss. Was it that much of a blowout? Not really. But you cut it to within 7. You gave the offense had an opportunity. That defense needs one stop, and they couldn't get it. Now, granted, special teams allowed Detroit to have a short field, so 1 first down, and they're in field goal range. But that's still, you need a touchdown to, then at that point it'd be a 2-score game again. But you give up the touchdown, you're done. Now, granted, the interception late, which wasn't on Dak. I know some people are going to hammer me. Oh, there's the Dak love. Dak threw 2 picks last night, and neither one were his fault. Well, one went right through the hands of George Pickens. The other one was a robbery in Detroit.
Well, let me say this. It wasn't Dak's fault, and you know that I would say it if I thought that it was. Neither one of those. Dak played pretty well last night. Look, Cowboys had it down to 3 at one time. It was 30-27, and the defense could not stop the Detroit Lions offense. And so, because before you knew it, it was 37-27.
Yeah.
And that was well, that's where we're at. And it was just a bad defensive effort. And Matt Eberflus has he's underperformed this year, I would say, as a defensive coordinator.
What I don't get with his defense, and I know Clowney wasn't there last night. The Cowboys, I thought, did a good job of stopping the run. Gibbs, in the run game, didn't destroy him like he has so many others. Passing game's another story. But Jahmyr Gibbs running the ball, they handled that pretty well. They couldn't stop him in the passing game. And then there was no pressure on Goff. Not a lot of pressure on Jared Goff. I didn't see a lot of blitzes last night. It was and the corners were just getting roasted, especially the rookie. Now, Deron Bland has had a roller coaster kind of season, right? And so the secondary had issues, but I go back to secondary struggling because Jared Goff had so much time. Brian Schottenheimer can talk all day about the lack of pass rush, but it just wasn't there.
Yeah, again, I agree with you. I thought early on, we ended up holding them in the first drive, but I thought we got great hits on them. And the one thing Jared does a really good job of, if you watch him, he'll throw the ball away at the feet of the guys and not get sacks, but we were rushing him really well. I thought they made some good adjustments. They started chipping us a lot, trying to slow down our games. And, they got the ball on the perimeter quite a bit on us, Tim, which kind of hurt us. Little dump passes out there to Jahmyr Gibbs and Jameson Williams and those guys. I thought Jared made some great throws all night. A few times we had tight coverage, and he put the ball in the one spot we couldn't make the play.
No, and that was the one, Siobhan Revelle, to the kid that I'd never heard of, Isaac Tesla.
Yeah.
But it was a hell of a pass by Jared Goff right over the outstretched hand of Revelle. And Tesla was in the right place at the right time. And so it looks the way it goes. And it was not a good performance by that defense or special teams last night or George Pickens. And I'm not going to let him off the hook. It was an awful effort. And he makes some of those plays. Who knows what happens? Maybe it turns out to be a closer game or even a Cowboys win. So I think he was part of the problem. And we should be talking about his piss-poor effort last night.
I agree, but he's not the only story. And
absolutely not.
And I see one of the comments on our YouTube page talking about, has the defense ever been good this year? The opposition keeps dropping 40 burgers on those clowns. Again, they held Kansas City to 28, Philadelphia to 21. Though that defense has played a lot better the last couple of weeks. The defense has played far better with the addition of Quinnen Williams. In fact, they had won 3 straight games. The first game was the Raiders. Philly, Kansas City, the defense was playing better. And then last night, 44. And again, your offense, now granted, Brandon Aubrey kicked 5 field goals last night. But when you score 30 points and you have 400 yards of offense, you should win most of those games. And you certainly shouldn't lose by 14 points.
Well, you shouldn't, but I think you just said it, and it's kind of eye-opening. 15 of the 30 were field goals.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that's an issue. You score just 3 touchdowns there, you win the game.
Yep.
2 touchdowns, it's certainly close. And so I think that's a big part of the problem. The Cowboys have had that issue, Minix, and you know this. They move the ball between the 20s just fine. Get in the red zone, and they stumble.
Yep.
And that's been a problem for the Cowboys for not just this year, but in years past, certainly. Crazy game. Cowboys have some time to think about it, and we get to talk about it for, the next 10 days or so.
Yeah.
And they're going to be fun. We'll see how it all plays out this weekend, and obviously it will be updated when we come back in here on Monday as to where the Cowboys sit and their chances to make the postseason. Speaking of the postseason, I guess you could say it starts tonight for college football. Will there be chaos this weekend? And John Gruden, of all people, might have a solution for this playoff chaos. We'll talk about it when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Pro Football Pick'em giveaway is back. Head to SASportsStar.com and pick the winners of each pro football game every week to earn points for each correct pick. Highest points each week wins a $25 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. Highest points overall scores $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Tickets. Pick the winning ticket of every regular season game. Win the grand prize, $50,000. This is an Audience National contest across multiple markets. The 50K Pro Football Giveaway. Register and win at SASportsStar.com.
Last year, we bought over 54,000 cars from your friends and neighbors at GiveMeTheVin.com. Why did they sell us their cars? It's because you're worth more, and your car's worth more. I know that, and you know that. That's why I created GiveMeTheVin.com. It's the fastest and easiest way for you to sell your car for more money when it's time to sell. I'm sitting here waiting on the other end of GiveMeTheVin.com.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Staples presents An Easy Holiday.
My holiday list was a mile long.
Fa la 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 boo hoo hoo.
Staples made it easy with big savings on tech gifts.
I'm listening.
And I saved big on custom holiday cards, too. Plus, Staples has UPS shipping in store.
Holy flying reindeer. Shop Staples today for 60% off custom cards, invites, wrapping paper, labels, stamps, and photo gifts.
That was easy.
In-store and online expires 12/20. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
How about them Cowboys? We rise as one in Texas, sporting handed-down silver and blue jerseys. We come together for America's team every time they take the field. So let's share a round of Jim Beam and lemonade on game day together, because people are good for you, especially for us in Cowboys country. Presented by Jim Beam, bringing fans together across Cowboys country. 40% alcohol by volume. Copyright 2024, James B. Beam Distilling Company, Claremont, Kentucky. Drink smart.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Got wrecked? Got a pain in your neck? Thomas J. Henry is your next call. Thomas J. Henry has put over $1 billion in our clients' pockets in just 4 years. And we can help you too. Just look at our over 14,000 five-star reviews. The numbers and our clients speak for themselves. So if you've been in a car accident, visit ThomasJHenryLaw.com today. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust. Principal office in San Antonio.
It doesn't matter if you're running drills at the park, playing pickup on a Saturday, or sinking the final putt. When you compete with your friends with Michelob Ultra on the line, competition isn't that friendly. The trash talk, next level. And the stakes, oh, those are crystal clear. With only 95 calories and superior smooth taste, it's the ultimate trophy. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025, Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Hey, get in. What? Who are you? I'm future you. Constipation with belly pain still coming back? Yeah. Mia, our doctor figured it out. She said it's irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, and Linzess could help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
don't you love it when things happen and people are happy, excited, they want to pee a little?
Is that happy?
Yeah, well, is she still in there, or did she leave?
She left.
So a coworker of ours is getting a new vehicle.
Yes.
And Sarah's having it sent over today, like right now, and she's very excited. And she said, I don't know if I should throw up or pee a little, but I'm excited. I was like, is pee a little a term?
Well, sure it is. Yeah.
I don't know that's a term that I've heard. I'm so excited I want to pee a little.
Yeah, when you get excited, sometimes a little pee comes out. I mean, it happens.
Just a couple dribbles.
Yeah, it happens. I'm telling you, it happens. And as excited as she was, I think she's probably a little pee came out. I'm just saying.
We need to get a pee pad for the office.
Yeah.
Well, just get cleaned up before you get into the new car.
Well, yeah.
Right? I mean,
don't get pee on the new car.
No. It's the service they're getting from Ansira,
Does it
too.
have those massaging seats?
I'm glad you just went way over.
Well, maybe not. I mean, maybe they do.
Although this new car doesn't have her that excited, though. That's for sure.
You can't unplug it.
Unplug it, maybe. Stop. Good Lord.
I like it when people are happy and excited like that. That's good.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Does it make you want to pee a little?
Well, yeah, a little, but it's not for me. So, if they were bringing me a new car, I'd probably pee a little. But I don't know. I'm just saying. But I'm happy for her, without a doubt.
Absolutely.
So.
Can't wait to see the new car when it gets here.
I know it. I know
Think
it.
about that. 4:44 on a Friday.
Perfect way to go into the weekend.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah.
and look, Ansira knows what they're doing.
Of course
Just
they
drive
do.
it for the weekend. If you don't want it, we can swap that on Monday.
That's like insert the hook right there. You're done.
Yeah, just leave the paperwork on the
Yeah.
seat. It's
already
done.
on the way. Don't worry about
Go
it.
ahead and sell that other one. She ain't going to say no.
Yeah, you're getting that thing, and it's like, oh, my.
It's going to be like, what?
Oh, my. Yeah, that's she's done.
You're a dumb butt.
Congratulations to Ansira on a nice sell.
Absolutely. Great way to
Blowing
start
your trombone?
Oh, man.
Oh, that's funny.
College football the championship games are, starting tonight, and then the big ones on Saturday. Sunday, you find out the college football playoffs, and then, of course, all the bowl games. Where's UTSA going? Where's Texas going? What about Texas State? And who's coming to San Antonio? But when you look at the games tomorrow, and it's funny because I just want to watch great football.
Sure.
And I think we're going to have a lot of great games. But also, dude, I want chaos. I mean, does anybody think Duke's going to win? But boy, if they do, the chaos that would create. If Indiana beats Ohio State, what kind of chaos would that create, if any?
Well, I'd love it, first and foremost.
Or if Alabama beats Georgia.
Well, I don't know if that causes a lot of chaos because they'll both still be in the playoffs. So I'm not sure. You talk about Duke beating Virginia, that could keep the ACC out completely of the college football playoffs. And then you get a James Madison in there. See, but to me, that's all a problem. And I say that, Jason, because how much James Madison, what chance do they have of beating anybody? Because if they're a 12 seed, they're going to play a 5 seed.
Well, and then
they're going to get roasted.
Same thing for Tulane in North Texas.
Well, maybe.
Well, no. I mean, the idea, you see upsets like that in the regular season. In the playoffs, and we've got 1 year example of it, I go back to the theory that I've had forever. The Power 4 conferences are in one playoff, and then the group of are in another playoff. And people would watch, TV would pay for it, and you give a team like a North Texas, like a Tulane, like a UTSA, a real shot at winning a football national championship. You look at Division II, Division III of the FCS playoffs, they're fun. And those teams know they can't compete with the bigger schools, and it's more like you've got playoff games going in high school football this weekend. A lot of great playoff games. I think, 7 area teams still going. Some are in Division I, some are in Division II. Could you have 2 state champs from San Antonio? You could. Is it likely? No. But, but you could. There will be a 6A Division I state champion. There will be a 6A Division II state champion. Why can't they come up with something like that for college football? They all want to make more money. Having another playoff bracket that would be televised would generate more money.
I think that's a great idea, and there's several great ideas out there. I like the play-in game. Instead of just sitting around this weekend like A&M and Oregon and Notre Dame and the others that are just sitting around waiting this weekend, they should be playing a play-in game. I mean, wouldn't you love to see, I don't know, Texas A&M take on Miami, Notre Dame play Texas, and some of these teams that, to try and get in this weekend. And you talk about making money. You'd have your conference championship games. You'd have play-in games. TV's networks would go nuts for stuff like that.
The idea of play-in games, I love.
Yes.
And again, you want games that matter. So, and you look at what could be at stake. Georgia beats Alabama, and they roll them. And Alabama drops out of the playoff. Right now they're in, according to the most recent standings. They lose and they're out. Would they opt out of going to the playoffs in the future? Would other teams opt out of going to the playoffs? So you can't be penalized for playing in a championship game. Now, last year, SMU was not penalized for losing the conference championship game. Then, of course, they got destroyed in the postseason. But the committee did not penalize them for not winning their conference championship game because they played that extra game. But doesn't there have to be some incentive, too, or a penalty for losing, which makes you wonder, why do we still have them with this expanded playoff, which we know will expand again?
Oh, absolutely it will, but I think it needs to evolve. It really does, because, again, it's in this is not college basketball where smaller schools can go in and knock off a bigger school. This is football. It's different. And the chances of that happening are slim and none. Now, Arizona State came really close to beating Texas last year.
Yep.
They really did, and they made a run. They had a good team. But Arizona State's in the Big 12. So, I mean, that's not like a James Madison or a North Texas or even a Tulane that can be coming in. And so I just think that those games are just kind of a waste. And in all honesty, for example, A&M, they take on James Madison. I mean, you're really excited about that football game?
Yeah, the line would be 44.5.
It would be huge, and that's what I'm saying. It's like those games are just kind of, to me, a waste of time until you get to the next bracket. Congratulations to James Madison for getting in, and they'll have that on their pedestal, but that's it.
I mean, and again, the idea of having a different bracket for the group of schools, like in the American, have the American and the Sun Belt and the MAC and all those playing in a different bracket. Kind of like what we said when UTSA baseball made their run to the College World Series. In reality, baseball is the one sport at UTSA that has a legitimate shot at winning a national championship.
Sure.
The idea that football could ever do it, it's not realistic.
It's not.
Basketball, it's not realistic, because when you get into the playoffs, could you imagine a UTSA taking on Ohio State, right?
No, yeah.
I mean, hell, a couple of years ago, TCU made a national championship game, and we saw what happened.
Yeah.
I mean, there are just different levels of football. And, yeah, we do see upsets a lot in September. But when you talk about playoff caliber teams that could legitimately go win a national championship, you would just have to have one of the most special, out of the blue, once in a lifetime group of 5 school that could go on a run and win a championship. It just isn't realistic. I mean, it's cool for the conference because, if the American is able to get either North Texas or Tulane in, I do think they get a bucket of money that they get to share. And that's the only incentive. And it's just like one of those money games in September. Let's go get our ass kicked for a couple $1 million.
That's exactly what it is, and that's all that it is. And typically those games don't turn out too good. Every now and then you have that upset, but not in December. Maybe you're right. In September, yes, not in December. And I just, to me, it's a waste of time with some of these schools in. I like the expanded playoff, but let's make this thing evolve. And whether you're John Gruden or whoever you are, and talking about play-in games, Joel Klatt, I think, is where I heard it the first time. And play-in games just make so much sense because A&M's just sitting around this weekend. Oregon's just sitting around this weekend. Notre Dame's just sitting around this weekend. Miami, and they could be playing for an opportunity to get into the playoff. And I think, man, I tell you what, I wouldn't leave the TV.
No.
For games like that mean win or go home, I think it would be outstanding and a lot of fun. My goodness, my goodness. Chaos in college football. We'll see. It all starts tonight with North Texas and Tulane getting it on. A game you can hear right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, by the way. 6:30 pledge. 6:30 to get you started with the pregame show. So that means, I guess, about 30 minutes of pledger at 6 o'clock. Is that correct, pledge?
30-minute show.
30 minutes?
Yeah.
All right. How about that?
That'll
Okay.
work. And you also have Troy and JMU. Their television is on ESPN. Tulane and North Texas is ABC, which is great for the American to get that kind of exposure.
No doubt.
And if you're planning your day tomorrow, Texas Tech, BYU have the 11 a.m. game. Georgia, Alabama at 3. And your nightcap is Ohio State against Indiana at 7.
Man.
And for some reason, Duke and Virginia on ABC at 7.
They're going head-to-head against Ohio State and Indiana?
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't.
I mean, look, I appreciate what the schedule makers did there because Georgia, Alabama on ABC is at 3 o'clock. At least you don't have to split a 7 o'clock game deciding between the SEC championship game and the Big Ten championship game. And I know a lot of you, a lot of me, I'll be downtown because the marathon on Sunday morning, I'm just a spectator. My wife and daughter are running, but it's finding a place down on the Riverwalk or somewhere to go be able to watch these games tomorrow while everybody else is carbo loading.
Well, absolutely. But I know tomorrow night I'm going to be in front of the tube watching that Ohio State-Indiana game. That's the one I'm most excited about tomorrow.
210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Mario, you're on the Blitz. What's up, man?
Hey, guys. Just food for thought. I think they should just go to expand the playoffs to like 24 teams and, kind of do away with some of the bowl season.
Well, first off, the bowls would have to be incorporated somehow because they all make so much money. But to go to 24, I mean, you're probably one that wants to see the NCAA tournament expanded too. I think 12 teams is too many. We're talking about a national championship. 4 wasn't enough. 8 to me was a good number, or even 6. Going to 12, we're arguing about who's going to get in it at 11 or 12. Do you really think that team could go on a run and win a national championship? Now we're going to go to 16. And then we're going to be arguing 17, 18, 19, did they get screwed or not get screwed? At that far down the line, do I really think look at the standings right now. Outside of the top 6, do you think anybody's really going to make a run to the national championship?
Well, yeah, I think if it's a legit team, yes, and that's why I love the fact of these play-in games.
Yeah.
Expand it to that and make people earn their way in. And if you do that and you keep the James Madisons out, and no disrespect to the Tulanes and North Texases, but keep them out and have the Power 3, Power 4. What is it? Power 3 now?
Well, it's Power 4.
Well, I suppose.
I mean,
I mean, have it like that. Look, the SEC and the Big Ten are the kings of the hill right now. But I think the Big 12 showed last year that they can compete, and that's what I want to see. I want to see the big schools playing the big schools, and again, I love your idea of having 2 different ones. And if you do that, then you can expand, I think.
Yeah.
I think 12 teams is fine. If you want to go to 16, go to 16, but have some of these teams on the outside looking in, or have 16 teams playing for 12 spots. Something that would make this thing evolve a little bit, and I think it would be outstanding. Cowboys are a little salty today on social media.
Well, they should be.
Well, I'm just saying, Cavante Turpin going after some people on social media. We already heard George Pickens going after
call
Richard.
For a fair catch again?
He might have. He might have done that. We'll dive into the Cowboys' saltiness when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1, San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast, best way to do that, call my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text BAIL to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service. They are discreet and confidential and open 24/7 with offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide, up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between. License number 149. Call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online at mybestbailbonds.com.
Riding I-10 with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville, and everywhere at sasportstar.com.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, hims.com/joy.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, it's Rob at Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuits Black Friday. There's deals happening now. Choose 3 doggy daycare packages that you cannot beat, but only through December 5th, so you better call right now. Your pup's holidays start here, start now. Call them. 210-750-1298 today.
Take a deep breath and visualize. It's Saturday. You just won up to $100 instant Kohl's cash just because you are one of the first 100 in-store customers. Yes, visualize you at Kohl's as a winner. Plus, you'll also save up to 50% store-wide. It's all happening this Saturday at Kohl's. No purchase necessary while supplies last on 12/6/25. 1 card per household. Select styles. Some exclusions apply. Offers end December 6th. See store or Kohls.com for details.
250 years ago, a promise was made to connect families and friends, near and far. And during the holidays, that promise is more important than ever. That's why USPS is building a better network to meet your needs, with timely deliveries, easy and affordable ways to ship, and everything you need to make your season full of holiday cheer. Our purpose is delivering your peace of mind, knowing your love will arrive, bringing joy to all. The United States Postal Service. Learn more at USPS.com/holidays.
Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS like Joe?
I started a woodworking business. I was able to build beautiful furniture, but had no handle on the business side of things, so quickly fell behind in my taxes. 1 year of being behind in taxes quickly turned into 5 years. I ended up owing almost $37,000.
Then Joe found tax relief advocates.
I would hear ads for tax relief advocates. One day it just clicked. This is my exact situation that I'm in. So I wrote down the number and called from the car when I got home that day. TRA saved me 99% of what I owed the IRS, and that brought a huge sense of relief.
If you owe 10 or even hundreds of thousands of dollars to the IRS, don't lose hope. Do what Joe did and called TRA for a consultation.
I'm really happy that I made that call. and I finally felt like I could breathe again.
Visit TRA.com or call 800-513-5321. 800-513-5321. That's 800-513-5321.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
San Antonio Spurs have won 2 in a row as they head to Cleveland to take on the Cavs tonight. Tip-off is set for 6:30. Luke Kornet is out for this game with ankle soreness. Of course, Wemby and Steph Castle will not play either. Texas A&M offensive coordinator Colin Klein has agreed to become the next head coach at Kansas State, where he played quarterback and was a Heisman finalist. And Penn State got their guy, Iowa State's Matt Campbell.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
And the third time in 7 seasons, the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
On a Friday afternoon. Happy Friday, everybody. And if you're getting off work, your weekend is here, man. You have made it. Congratulations to you. Thanks for stopping by here and joining us. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. This is The Blitz. I'm Joe Reinagel. He is Jason Minix. You having a good Friday there, Minix?
I'm having a great Friday. And how many times does this video of this raccoon that broke into the liquor store in Virginia have to pop up on the feed? But have you seen the video? A lot of people have seen the photos, but the video is hilarious. It gets drunk and then it passes out in the bathroom.
Yeah, we actually talked about that on Wednesday, drunk raccoon, and I'm thinking, man, even raccoons need to get toasted from time to time.
Yeah,
it's a rough world out there
it
in
is.
The animal kingdom.
It is brutal. And it keeps us from talking about the crap from the Cowboys that we saw last night. Let's talk drunk raccoons instead.
Yeah, might as well, right? Because they played like a bunch of drunk raccoons, at least the defense and the special team
I
unit.
just want to see
George Pickens.
The effort from George Pickens that you see from this raccoon, right? I mean that would be the better aspect.
Well, that looks like you, me, and Pledge when we go to the Roo Pub. It's exactly what that looks like.
I've been there.
Oh, yes, sir. And it hurts so good.
So the Cowboys have a little bit of a mini bye, and they might need some time away. And they certainly seem to need some time away from their devices because they've taken to social media lashing out at the criticism that they're getting. And the unfortunate part is the criticism is warranted. Pickens didn't play well last night. He lashed out on Instagram, deleted it, but it's out there. Gavante Turpin, that dude twice this season has been calling for a fair catch and then running with the football. When was the last time you saw that it wasn't involving Gavante Turpin? And it's happened to him twice this year.
I don't know what he's thinking. I really don't know what he's thinking because clearly it was a fair catch signal, and he tried to claim that it was not. But yeah, he's going after some people that are criticizing him on social media, and that kind of surprises me in a way. And I know they're upset, as Dak Prescott mentioned, they're pissed off with that loss. But the Cowboys get criticized all the time. Why now is it that this is finally getting under their skin?
Gavante has deleted the tweet.
Yeah.
This page doesn't exist.
Yeah.
And again, I'm glad they're all kind of angry. But time and place and how you lash out. Social media isn't the place. When you play for anybody in the NFL, every fan base, but it's the Cowboys. Schottenheimer, said today, I'm going to judge George on his body of work and what he's shown and the elite player that he is. And that's fine. And ultimately, when it's contract time, the Cowboys will have to judge his body of work. That includes his time in Pittsburgh. That includes his time with the Dallas Cowboys. The unfortunate part for George Pickens is Pittsburgh Pickens is the one that showed up last night. the reason Mike Tomlin moved on from him.
Yeah.
We have not seen that George Pickens this year. And it almost felt like from the get-go, he was getting the coverage. Dude, you are getting the coverage because you have been the man for the Dallas Cowboys. Play through it. Every great receiver has to play through that. And you can't half-ass off the line of scrimmage because you see the coverage and know, well, Dak's not going to throw me the ball.
Well, don't most of the great ones take that as a challenge?
Yes.
I mean, honestly, you take that as a challenge. You can't cover me. We heard that all week, talking about George Pickens and his slants. Nobody can cover him on a slant. Well, the Detroit Lions did, and he didn't have a game at all, and I guess it frustrated him to the point where he just wasn't even trying anymore.
I mean, a couple of times, some catches that we have seen Pickens make this year that he short-armed. One went through his hands and got deflected and intercepted. He did have 5 catches for 37 whole yards and on 9 targets. One landed at his feet. He didn't even try to catch the ball.
And he beat the defenders. I mean, clearly he could have come back and at the very least gotten a pass interference call on that particular play, but he just stopped.
Yeah.
That's
frustrating.
That's what people are criticizing, Jason. It's not – players have bad games. You get a pass for that. But when you go out and you're just half-assing it the entire time, that's when it becomes a problem.
Yeah. Bad games happen to everybody. Effort, that's controllable. And Herb Street was calling it during the game, pointing out lazy routes, this, that, and the other. Just bad all the way around. And now they get the mini bye. And, and again, are their playoff chances dead? No. Were they severely damaged? Absolutely.
Yeah, no question about it. We'll see how they respond against Minnesota in about 10 days or so. And see if this weekend, things shake out and everything will be okay. We're going to talk a little Spurs basketball and Giannis rumors coming up here in the next segment. Alex Stroh, a reporter and a Milwaukee Buck dude.
ESPN Milwaukee.
Okay, that guy.
He does a talk show.
He's going to join us here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. First, though, let me talk about Stevens Roofing. I have to talk about Stevens Roofing because I love that company. Family-owned company, local company, and, well, they're just the best in the business. Do you know they've been in business here in San Antonio since 1983? Now, that should tell you all you need to know about the reputation and reliability of Stevens Roofing. And now Stevens Roofing has added solar to their repertoire. And I tell you what, if you've been thinking about solar panels on your house, Stevens Roofing and Solar is the company you need to remember. The number you need to remember is 210-785-0994. They'll come to you, see what you want to do, how you want to do it, how much you want to spend, and then they'll put a plan in place, and you can tell them to get going. They'll get it done, and they'll get it done right, and they'll do it the first time. If you've got trouble with your roof, obviously Stevens Roofing and Solar is the company you want to remember because, well, they do it right. In fact, if you just want your roof checked out to make sure that everything's okay, or if you think you have a problem, give Stevens Roofing and Solar a call at 210-785-0994. They'll send a crew out. They'll check your house for free, and they'll let you know if there are any problems up there that need to be taken care of. If you need something like solar panels or roof work done, make sure it's a company that does it right, a company that stood the test of time. Stevens Roofing and Solar is that company, 210-785-0994, or you can visit them online at stevensroofing.net.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star and AARP Texas are sending Cowboy fans to Jerry World to see America's team play all season long. How do you get in on the action? Head to sasportstar.com now and register to win. sasportstar.com. Live it up with the boys in the Big D from AARP Texas and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
Hey, Derek, you've got a 70 model GTO with the Judge option. I love the Judge. On a 1 to 10, where would you score it?
It's won 2 national awards, so probably about a 9.5.
So it's a real one. Is it 40 grand?
I'd say it's probably more than that. My insurance policy is right around 75 to 80.
Well, I've got some stuff overinsured too, dog. I know how that works.
Listen to the John Clay Wolf Show Saturday morning at 8 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Here in Texas, we know that trust is earned and reputation matters. Since 1993, Thomas J. Henry dedicated himself to building a firm that injured clients can trust and that Texans can respect. A firm where no defendant is too big and no case is too small. Backed by a track record of success and a commitment to our clients, Thomas J. Henry remains the name you can depend on if you have been injured. Trust the firm that stands for you. Trust Thomas J. Henry. San Antonio, Texas.
Blue Star Tequila, the world's first and only 100% night harvested agave. And you might be saying, well, why do I care when it's harvested? It allows the agave to be harvested while it's resting and out of the brutal heat. Benefits to workers who would normally work into the heat of the day. It's just better for the flavoring. And speaking of flavoring, it's 100% additive free. No flavoring, sweetening, or coloring added, and it's unfiltered. Live your life unfiltered and do it with Blue Star Tequila. Find Blue Star Tequila at Alamo City Liquors, Costco, Specs, and Total Wine.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
So right now may be the perfect time for you to rethink how you pay for health care. And here's why. This time of year is decision time for a lot of people, but it's also when you can join MediShare and save even more than usual. For many families, joining MediShare means saving about $500 a month, which is a game changer for a lot of people. More than 1 million people are part of healthcare sharing now because it just makes so much sense right now. And MediShare is the gold standard. Members like it a lot. We know this from member surveys. MediShare has been around for over 30 years. It is a proven thing. And if you join before December 15th and you mention the promo code SHARE, they'll waive your application fee. So you save $100 right off the bat. I'll give you the number here in a second, but just call. You'll get a price within 2 minutes. And again, the deadline's December 15th. Call now. You'll save even more. Here's the number. It's 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
This is an important notice to all U.S. taxpayers. The IRS is giving away billions of dollars in tax savings through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative to aid delinquent taxpayers. This initiative was established for anyone facing financial hardship and unable to pay their back taxes. Qualifying and enrolling in this program will stop all collections, settle your delinquent tax problem, and even reduce what you owe by thousands of dollars. Call the hotline at People's Tax Relief to see if you qualify and get this free information by dialing 800-924-7415. If you have unfiled tax returns or cannot afford to pay your personal or business back taxes, you can now get the help you need. One simple phone call can resolve your tax problem and save you thousands of dollars. To see if you qualify and to get this important free information, call 800-924-7415. 800-924-7415. 800-924-7415.
Progressive knows there are some surprisingly expensive things in life, like rugs. People say a rug would really bring the room together. And sure, you don't know what that means, but it sounds important. Suddenly you're using words like jute and sisal. Then you see the price and lose it, because how can the thing you walk and spill on cost so much? So you devote your life to taking down Big Rug. But then you remember that switching your home and auto to Progressive could save you hundreds. So, looks like Big Rug is safe. For now. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all.
Another episode brought to you by Prize Picks. And I'll tell you, it's the holiday season. It's the best time of year for sports. The bowl games are beginning. You got college and pro basketball. You got playoff pushes all around, and it's all happening at once. There's no better place to play than at Prize Picks. I love going to Prize Picks because I get to stack different leagues. I like a football play. Let's say I like Jamar Chase this weekend. I also like Wemby with the blocks. I could add that in there as well. And you like to play the hockey as well. You've got everything there that you can stack. Above and beyond that, if you have a favorite player, you can play them in a lot of different ways. That's Prize Picks. Go download the app today, and when you do, remember the code ALAMO. If you remember the word ALAMO, there's free play in there, so go download Prize Picks and remember the code ALAMO and get your money early. You get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Again, that's the code ALAMO to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, it 'tis the season to go play on your Prize Picks. And you know why? Because it feels so good to be right.
Dallas Cowboys head coach Brian Schottenheimer goes one-on-one and has some fun with the Morning Huddles, AJ and Rob, Friday mornings.
There's nothing more frustrating than passwords and password, directives where you have to change the passwords. I mean, my password is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, that's a good one to have. But our stupid work won't let you do that as a password. It's like, oh, you can't use that.
You idiots.
You can't. Yeah, you got to.
Yeah, we're different here with the Cowboys. That works perfectly fine.
Oh,
you got to keep it kissed. We got it, Coach.
Keep it simple. Keep it simple, boys.
Brian Schottenheimer's unfiltered look at the Cowboys' upcoming game. Friday mornings, presented by AA Best Bail Bonds on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Giannis to San Antonio rumors have gotten Spurs fans excited, but how realistic are they? This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagel. He's Jason Minix.
And as we always say in these kind of situations, think about what Milwaukee would want in return as you go into the trade machine. So let's head to Milwaukee and find out. Alex Stroh from ESPN Milwaukee joining us now on the Buyers Barricades guest line. And Alex, before we get started, on our YouTube page, one comment says, Stroh is a sports savant. Love that dude. Go Pack, go. And you're wearing a Packer shirt, dude. This is cowboy country. What the hell, man? How you doing? How's your Friday?
Can't we all be friends? Happy Friday. Jason, Joe, good to be with you. Can't we all be friends? Because we tied earlier this year, the Packers and the Cowboys did.
We did.
We didn't beat you. You didn't beat us. I think everybody can be friends today.
We'll get into Micah Parsons in yellow pants in a bit. But right now, what would it take to get Giannis in the silver and black? And I say that because you hear all these trade rumors. This guy's off the table. This guy's off the table. Milwaukee's going to want something in return. What are you hearing that it would take for Milwaukee to actually part ways with Giannis?
It would take several young players, and it would take several first-round picks. But before we even get into that, Jason, Joe, I think it's unrealistic at least this season, right? I mean, you've heard all the reports swirling for months and months. But I think that the most definitive thing we know is when Giannis was contemplating his future this past offseason, he committed to Milwaukee for another year. And I think what we've learned covering Giannis and getting to know Giannis the last 12, 13 years is that guy is unbelievably loyal. He sticks to his word like nobody's business. So if it was to happen, I think you're looking at ahead of the 26-27 season. But when it comes to compensation, it would take a lot. I mean, General Manager John Horst for the Bucks has done everything he can to keep Giannis satisfied, happy, and in a championship race. Early on the season, it looks like the Bucks probably don't have that championship potential despite the Eastern Conference looking relatively wide open. But at the end of the day, guys, I think it would be after this season at the earliest that Giannis would be out of Milwaukee.
You know, Alex, I'm interested in I guess Giannis's desire to go play somewhere. Do you think he's a New York guy, an L.A. guy, or does he like the smaller market like Milwaukee or even coming to San Antonio?
Yeah, I think if he was to depart Milwaukee, it would be big city, right? We heard the rumors that he was interested in the Knicks this offseason. There was one report, which I don't know how much I buy it, that he was interested in Chicago at one point this offseason. But Chicago actually said no, which, I find hard to believe. So we'll see what the validity of that is. But obviously that's market one and market three. So we will see if it's a market thing or if there's just a desire to win, which I think he likes more than anything else, whether that's location or money. He wants to win another championship. He's been very, very clear about that, whether that's appearances on his brother's podcast, that's Analysis podcast, talking about wanting to win. So if San Antonio and pairing up with Wemby provides him that opportunity, I think he'd certainly be open to it if he does decide Milwaukee is no longer home.
Alex Stroh from ESPN Milwaukee joining us here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. If rumors are true, some of the reporting, and some are from people that I don't trust for anything, and then there's others that you go, all right, well, maybe there is something there. But let's explore it. I'm sure you guys have done the same. Here, how much have you heard about San Antonio there at ESPN Milwaukee and on your shows, and kind of gone through what the Spurs have that you would want?
Yeah, they're certainly one of the teams in the mix because they have some of the things that it would take, right? And that's specifically draft compensation. The Bucks don't have any. Dating back to that Damian Lillard trade. a few years ago. They just don't have first-round picks. So certainly they would want some draft picks back. And then they'd want young emerging talent, which, as you guys know better than anybody, the Spurs have, right? The Stephon Castles, the Devin Vassell's of the world. I think those are names the Bucks would certainly look at and go, okay, can we pair two of those guys, two of their younger talents, with 3 or 4 first-round picks? Maybe that can move the needle for Milwaukee to move on. The guy that we owe so much to, right? I mean, there's a new arena, there's a downtown arena. You can attribute all that to Giannis. This city is a completely different place than when he first arrived. So it would take a lot, but I think draft compensation and young emerging talent would be the top of John Horst's wish list.
Alex, I saw a report today that should give the rest of the NBA nightmares. I heard that Oklahoma City might even be involved in the rumors for Giannis, and I can't even imagine Oklahoma City getting a talent like Giannis.
Yeah, I can't either, to be real honest with you. But Sam Presti, their general manager, he's the best in sports, right? The way he's added up picks over the years and has turned that into now a championship roster and looking to make it 2 in a row here this year. I saw the report as well. It scares me as an NBA fan. But the idea of Giannis leaving Milwaukee scares me, frankly. So Oklahoma City, of all places, no thank you, though it would be quite a visual to see him in blue and orange. But it would be a visual to see him and Wemby together. Can you imagine those two on the floor together?
Dude,
it would every NBA fan would have to tune in every single time the Spurs are on national television. But again, those are two teams with the draft compensation and with the young talent. So you're seeing a theme here, I assume.
And again, Alex, as you think about the possibilities, how does Giannis hold all the cards in this? And I say this in a way like the Spurs last year were able to get De'Aaron Fox from San Antonio. Lost him near what everybody thought it was because De'Aaron Fox was forcing his way, if you want to put it that way, to San Antonio. If Giannis wants to go somewhere, does he hold all the cards in this situation?
I think the answer is close to yes. I can't give you a definitive yes, but I think the answer is closer to yes than it is no. And why I say that is he's done everything he needs to do here. It was the first championship in 50 years for the Milwaukee Bucks. But the other part of that is for John Horst, the general manager in the Bucks front office, is how often do Giannis's come around? There was a 50-year gap in Milwaukee between Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Giannis. Now, if you're in San Antonio, generational talents seem to pop up every 5 years. That's not the case here in Milwaukee, though, right? What was the gap between Duncan and Wemby, like 4 years? That's not the case in Milwaukee. Giannis's don't walk through that Fiserv Forum door every day. So John Horst would certainly want to get the most, the absolute most he could out of a deal for Giannis Antetokounmpo in the hypothetical. But like I said, I think that would be likely after the season concludes. And he would do, that's why we're only hearing teams like Oklahoma City and San Antonio popping up, because they have the compensation that would seemingly turn his head and go, okay, yeah, maybe this is worthwhile.
Well, it's what makes our jobs fun. Rumors like this, speculation, and all that kind of stuff. I got to turn our attention to football, though. I know you've got a show with the Green Bay Packers, Alex, and there's a former Cowboy that came to town by the name of Micah Parsons. What has been the reaction there to Micah coming to Green Bay?
We haven't seen anything like it since Reggie White. He is an unbelievable talent, and we thank Jerry Jones every single day, right? When the Packers got that win on Thanksgiving, I think every Packers fan was chowing down on ham and stuffing and mashed potatoes thinking, I'm thankful for Jerry Jones that he actually allowed him to walk out of that door in Dallas. 12.5 sacks, man, and he hasn't played a game in the month of December yet. Obviously, you guys were used to seeing that. He did that in all 4 seasons he was in Dallas. But this guy's a generational talent and a complete field tilter, and it's changed the complexity of that Packers defense that has made them a renowned top 5 defense in the National Football League. So, thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
I'm still mad at – I mean, again, if you were going to trade him in March and you could get so much more for him, and you don't trade him to Green Bay of all places. Although that said, one of the knocks is the Cowboys didn't win with him, and this Packers team is so up and down. I mean, how is this season for you guys?
It has been up and down. It's a good way to put it. I mean, 8-3-1 ain't a bad record, though, right? I mean, you're looking at an opportunity Sunday to play Chicago and overtake the 1 seed in the NFC North, or rather the top team in the NFC North, and you're still in the mix for that top seed in the NFC overall. But yeah, losses to the Browns and the Panthers, which that one doesn't look as bad as it did a few weeks ago. It's certainly not a deal, and a tie. I mean, you guys are just as mad about that still as I am, I imagine.
Yeah.
Ties suck. We shouldn't have tied. So I'm still mad about that one. But 8-3-1 is what it is. It seems like the offense has taken a turn for the better because they stalled a couple weeks after they lost their star tight end, Tucker Kraft. But it seems like LaFleur's got the train back on the tracks offensively. And Jordan Love's having a really, really good season, all things considered. His accuracy is better than it's been in his first 2 years as a starter. He's only thrown 3 interceptions this season. So he's a guy where you look at and you're seeing that growth. And then I hate to do this to you guys, but defensively, it's a different defense with Micah Parsons on it. It just is. When you have a lead late in the game that can blow up, double teams or triple teams and still get in the backfield somehow, it changes your identity defensively. And Micah really has done that for Green Bay.
All right, Alex. So all day today, Jason and I have been, kind of mourning the loss, the Dallas Cowboys last night to the Detroit Lions. So I'm looking forward to the weekend. No Cowboys. One of the games I'm looking forward to is Chicago at Green Bay. When's the last time Green Bay had a game that actually meant something against the Chicago Bears?
2013, 12 years ago. Jason, Joe, where were you guys 12 years ago? It was the final game of the season. The Packers were 8-7. The Bears were, I believe, they were 8-7. The Packers were, they had a tie or something, but they won. It was a Randall Cobb walk-off touchdown in the final minutes of the game. Aaron Rodgers to Randall Cobb for 1,000,000 yards, punched their ticket to the playoffs, eliminated Chicago. So it's been over 6,000 days since Chicago defeated Green Bay when both teams had winning records. 6,000 days.
Wow.
Well, Chicago and winning record don't often go in the same sentence. That's why.
Bingo. That is correct. Good observation by you.
See, I thought you were going to say 1985. I thought it was further back than just 12 years ago. I know it's been a busy day for you, Alex. Obviously, NFL time, but this Giannis rumor, I mean, again, what would it take? And out of curiosity, how are Bucks fans dealing with Giannis again? Kind of divish. Do I want to be here? Do I not?
Yeah.
Show me the love, all that kind of crap.
Yeah, so not to bring it back to Packers, but it's a little reminiscent of Aaron Rodgers. It just is, right? Like, are you happy or are you unhappy? We've used the analogy all week, right? Like when you're looking at a girl on Instagram and you notice all the pictures of her boyfriend are gone, you're going to go, oh, she's single now. And Giannis deleting Instagram pictures and tweets back to when they won the championship in 2021. That is the 21st century signal in professional athletics that this guy's unhappy. But he played the other night, then got injured 3 minutes into the game. So I really don't have a great read on it. He hasn't requested a trade. His agent hasn't formally requested a trade, but they're pondering his future. It's a little tiring. It is a little Rodgers-esque in the, okay, what do you need, man? They've done everything they can for you. I know you're not winning as much as you'd like to, but yeah, I need a cocktail and a deep breath after we get done here, Jason and Joe.
Absolutely. We'll join you on that. Keep us posted, Alex, will you?
I definitely will. Yeah, keep me in the loop as well, guys. Anytime you need to debrief Giannis or Micah Parsons, you know where to find me.
Absolutely. And anytime you're working in Aaron Rodgers, which is one of Joe's favorites.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine the love is about the same for you guys.
I love it. Yeah.
Yep.
Rodgers is the best thrower of the football ever, but boy, did he get tiring at the end.
Absolutely.
I can imagine. Alex, man, appreciate your weekend. Go get that drink. You have certainly earned it. Alex Strofe from ESPN Milwaukee here on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond online at buyersbarricades.com.
Great stuff, man, and I can see why people are a fan of that guy. Good stuff, a lot of energy, and a lot going on in Milwaukee these days.
Well, there is, but again, a lot of picks and a lot of young talent. And when I read, Dylan Harper's not and Steph Castle aren't on the table, well, who is on the table then that Milwaukee is going to want
One of those
return?
guys would have to be on the table.
Yep.
It would have to be.
Have to be.
I don't see any other way around it. So we'll see if that plays out. I love the fact that, you've heard rumors that the Giannis had requested a trade, and Alex says no, that is not true, although they are pondering the future.
He has scrubbed his social media, though.
He has done that. The fact that that's a thing, right?
Do you even know how?
No.
No.
I don't.
Me neither.
So I'd be playing for Green Bay when 10 years when I'm in Atlanta. I don't know.
That made no sense.
Yeah, absolutely not.
It's like your Ken's 5 Facebook page.
That's it.
That pledge often tags you in.
Yeah.
Because that one still works.
It does.
It's the only one I can.
It does. It does. All right. Why? We're not friends, Pledge, or what?
I guess you and the station aren't.
Oh, wow. Maybe I need to friend the station.
Well, isn't that Pledge's job?
I don't know.
I can't control his Facebook account.
I'm a rebel. You can't control my Facebook account. That's right.
So many jokes.
So many
Neither
jokes.
can Joe.
Hey, a horrible week for everybody in our prime picks section.
Worse for some of you.
Yeah, some of us. One of us had a bad. I've had a couple, 2 or 3 bad weeks in our prime picks, and Minix has got a huge lead, but it's early. Prime picks coming up next when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you're a business owner, a manager, a club leader, and you need your logo on any kind of gear, make sure you get into Sammy's Embroidery and Printing down on San Pedro. We're a couple of weeks away from Christmas. You want some nice jackets with your company logo on it for your employees, anything embroidered for your gifts, maybe that logo on a nice bag. Go see Sam. Get those Christmas orders in. If you need caps made, Sam has over 25,000 caps and more than 75 color combinations on display in his showroom. And he's got all the popular cap brands like the Richardson 112 style, Trucker Caps, Katie Caps, Nike, Cap America, to name a few. He's got all the big name brands: North Face, Eddie Bauer, Nike, Travis Matthew, Port Authority, Under Armour, and now carrying a full line of Tommy Bahama. Over 700 uniform lines to choose from. Nobody has better prices. Sam is the only company in Texas that offers one-day turnaround. Call 210-824-3900, 824-3900, or get into that massive showroom on San Pedro, about a mile inside Loop 410 across from the McDonald's, or check the website, samsembroidery.com, for Sammy's Embroidery Club.
Dallas Cowboys fans, come on down!
It's AJ and Rob from the Morning Huddle, and you could be the next contestant on
The Stat Is Right.
Every week leading up to the week of the Cowboys home game, AJ and Rob toss out a Cowboys player and a stat from the upcoming home game. Passing yards, rushing yards, number of times Dak adjusts his wristband mid-play, or perhaps CeeDee Lamb mouthguard chews per quarter. Whatever. All you have to do is predict that stat, get the closest, and bam! You're headed to Jerry World with a pair of tickets to the next Cowboys home game. Think of it like The Price is Right, but instead of winning a blender, you get to scream, "How about them Cowboys?" inside AT&T Stadium. So study up, Cowboy Nation, and listen to the Morning Huddle to play. The Stat Is Right. Only on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio representing people and families who've been injured in traffic collisions since 1994. The reason it's important to call me as soon as possible is the number of tricks and mistakes you can make, even up to talking to insurance companies, which I'm going to tell you not to do. And also some of the billing practices at our local hospitals. And over the last year, I've seen more and more of this, where hospitals are asking patients to assign benefits they do not have to assign, all in an effort to get more money to the hospital than they would receive if all you used was your health insurance. When you call, I will give you your options. We'll talk about your case. And all of that is free of charge. If you or a family member has been injured in a traffic accident, whether car, commercial truck, motorcycle, I want you to call me as soon as possible after the collision. My number, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or go to my website at alawyer4us.com.
Hey, listen up, San Antonio. Many of the successes you've had began with a great opportunity. Now, here's another one. Get started on your degree or certificate in San Antonio. Choose from more than 135 degree and certificate programs, faster onboarding, and more from University of Maryland Global Campus. Get personalized local support services and take online or hybrid courses right here in San Antonio. Visit UMGC at San Antonio or umgc.edu/SATX.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
By texting 24700, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from J. Crew Factory. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at jcrew.com.
At J. Crew Factory, we think shopping should be fun, really fun, as in scoring our exclusive collection of classic styles for the whole family at prices that can't be beat. And today, save even more. Just text GIFTING to 24700 to receive an extra $25 off your purchase of $75 or more at your nearest J. Crew Factory store. This holiday season, discover perfect presents for you and your crew. Shop cozy matching pajamas, toasty sweaters, amazing outerwear, festive accessories, and so much more. Get in the spirit at J. Crew Factory, where we have incredible deals every single day. Visit jcrewfactory.com to find your nearest San Antonio area store today. But first, get an extra $25 off your purchase of $75 or more when you text GIFTING to 24700. Text GIFTING to 24700 to get your $25 off coupon. That's GIFTING to 24700. See a store associate for details.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass. Raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling and Son Incorporated. Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Oh, my goodness. Excitement. Excitement abound, the radio station today.
A little bit of pee.
Very nice. That could have been. Could have been. We were getting a video tour of a new car.
Yep.
Beautiful. Very nice. Very nice. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe. He's Jason. I tell you what, just real quick, Spurs Cavs tonight. This is a game without Luke Kornet that I think the Spurs could struggle a little bit.
They're obviously going to have to go really small.
Yeah.
De'Aaron Fox has to take over this game. See what Harper can do. I hate to say, you go into a game kind of lacking excitement.
Right.
But this game kind of lacks that excitement. Just the injury. And again, Luke Kornet's the only new guy on the injury list, but he's coming off a game-winning block.
Yes.
I saw Dan Weiss post a video. Last time the Spurs had a game-winning block at the end, you know who it was? Derek White.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
How about that?
How long ago was that?
I would have guessed Manu.
I saw Jeff McDonald tweet out that Mitch Johnson said he wasn't sure who he was going to start tonight in place of Luke Kornet, and they'd probably just shoot from the hip all night.
Yeah, just go with 4.
So we'll see. Well, again, I think you're absolutely right. It's going to be small ball tonight for the Spurs, and hopefully they'll hit a bunch of threes.
And there is that big watch party going on over at the Rocket Lock on Terra.
Yeah.
We don't like to be cold, but you guys can go and have fun out there watching that. But I got to admit, I'm more excited to watch a little football tonight, see what Eric Morris and the Mean Green can do against Tulane.
Absolutely. I've become a North Texas fan tonight. I'm going to root for the Mean Green and see what they can do just for Eric Morris. Both of those coaches, though, leaving for new jobs. So somebody's going to get to go to their job earlier than the other.
But who is going to win? Let's talk about it on Prime Picks. Maybe.
Prime Picks on the Blitz.
We do this every week for your entertainment.
Yeah, please don't take our advice.
Yeah, you can take mine. Although last week we all sucked, but nobody sucked as bad as Ryan Eagle, who went 4-6. Both Pledge and I went a whole 5-5.
Wow.
On the year, I'm in the lead, 90-50.
Big lead.
Reinagel is 83-57. Pledger is 78-62. You might as well go buy that steak, James Pledger.
I'm catching up.
Yeah.
Reinegel's in my sights.
You're shooting for second.
I'm going to chip away at you, Minix, and it all starts this week.
All right, well, let's start with the game tonight. North Texas and Tulane.
Again, I always said I'm a Mean Green fan tonight. I think they get it done. Look, Tulane is Tulane. This is a couple of very good football teams, but I'm going to go with North Texas tonight.
You know, as much as I love Eric Morrison, I consider him a longtime friend, and I'm rooting for North Texas. I am picking Tulane.
Wow.
They're playing down in New Orleans, and that's a hell of a football team.
Good football team, but when teams are close like this, I always lean towards the quarterback and give me Drew Mestamaker.
Well, I'm impressed you said that well. That's a good job, Pledge.
Tomorrow, 11 a.m., a game that you can listen to over on ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM, the Big 12 championship game, BYU and Texas Tech.
Look, this game scares me, or it should scare Tech fans, and it's very difficult to beat a team twice. And I know Tech dominated BYU in their first meeting. The defense simply dominated. BYU had no answer for them at all. I think they'll have more of an answer this time around. Closer game, but I'm still going to give the edge to Texas Tech, and I think they get this done.
You know, and I think about Texas Tech in that first game. They're favored by 12.5 tomorrow. They could have won that game by 50, but they ended up kicking like 1,000 field goals in that game. It was like a Brandon Aubrey game. They flat dominated BYU. Games in Dallas, sold out. And I believe this is the first time a Big 12 championship game has sold out.
Oh, wow.
And they will throw tortillas tomorrow. Give me Texas Tech.
I'm going Texas Tech. The one thing that scares me, though, is BYU retaining their coach and the bounce that the players have from that, knowing that he was courted heavily by Penn State, and they went out and kept him. But I'm taking Tech.
The SEC championship game. Tomorrow afternoon, right here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star, Georgia, Bama. I'm taking Alabama.
Why?
You don't want to make up a game? Stop, Joe.
I mean, same reason he said, hard to beat a team twice in 1 year, but I think Alabama knows Georgia's in. Alabama has to win to guarantee a spot in the postseason. I think that will play into the preparations for this game.
And that's scary because you know how Kirby Smart owns Steve Sarkisian?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Alabama owns Georgia. And that's been traditional. It really has been until tomorrow. I think Georgia gets over that hump, and they beat Bama. Not only do they beat Bama, they beat them handily tomorrow.
I feel that, too, because not only is Kirby Smart going to want to make a statement against Alabama because it's Alabama, but at the same time, they know they're playing for a bye in the playoffs as well.
In the ACC championship game, a game that you can hear tomorrow on 1250 and 94.5, and all our games tomorrow brought to you by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. Virginia against Duke.
Dude, if they're playing basketball, I'd go Duke all day.
They're playing football,
not.
sir.
They're playing football, so I'm going Virginia.
Is anybody going to take Duke?
No. We're all taking Virginia. Can we have a word with our program director? Why in the hell are we carrying Duke, Virginia tomorrow night instead of the Big Ten championship game, Indiana and Ohio State, since those games are on at the same time?
That's a good question.
That's
a
great question. Indiana, Ohio State. Buckeyes all day.
The Pledge went Buckeyes, too. And
Best team in football.
This is more, well, we'll see. Who the hell have they played? Nobody.
Texas?
Well, again,
Michigan?
like I said, nobody.
Wow.
Look, Indiana has proven they can knock off the big guns. They went up to Oregon and knocked off the Ducks. And I think little brother there at Indiana is going to take it to Ohio State. I think it's going to be a great game. Give me Indiana. I'm going to go for the upset.
The one that almost got upset by a downtrodden, coachless, quarterbackless Penn State?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it.
They found a way to win. They found a way.
Jason's used to saying
win.
that because he's been saying that every week for Texas.
Ohio State only a 4-point favorite in this game.
Don't underestimate Indiana.
And it's in Indianapolis, kind of a home game. It's funny. I pick Alabama, and you say, why? Everybody else say, why? Why are you taking Indiana?
I just told you.
All right, well, it's kind of the same.
More of a heart bet for me. Honestly, I want them to win. So
I love
I'm
when he
picking
bets
them.
with his heart.
Yep.
NFL games this weekend. The Baltimore Ravens against the Pittsburgh Steelers. And, a game on paper that really should matter, except for you got a couple of 6-6 teams playing for their playoff lives.
Well,
and their coaches' lives, for that matter.
Well, for that matter, you're right. Look, I'm going to take the Ravens. Lamar Jackson is going to play. There was some concern that he wouldn't, and he's a little bit dinged up. I don't know who's going to play quarterback. Mason Rudolph, I guess, for Pittsburgh, unless the bum decides he wants to play in this game. I'm going to take the Ravens.
I'm taking the Ravens.
But
Lamar
in a good
Jackson's
game.
Playing. I don't trust the Ravens.
No.
I also don't trust the Steelers. So it falls down to which quarterback do I believe in more, and it's Lamar Jackson at this point because of the injury to Aaron Rodgers.
Well, and again, I don't think it has anything to do with the quarterbacks in this one. Lamar hasn't been sharp at all this year. He's played hurt. But against that Steelers defense, he can hand the ball off to Derrick Henry and let Derrick Henry do Derrick Henry things. And don't tear up the field too much because we'll be there next week for the Army-Navy game.
That's exactly right.
Bengals and Bills.
Joe Burrow has added life to the Bengals squad. And I'm not sure about the Buffalo Bills, especially their defense. It is not good. I think Joey Burrow could throw for a lot of yards. The weather I saw is going to be cold, but it doesn't look like it's going to be messy. And I like the Bengals to upset the Bills on Sunday.
I might go for that upset if this game were in Cincinnati, but it's in Buffalo. Give me the Bills at home.
Give me Joe Burrow in the cold in Buffalo because that team is going to win the AFC North. I'm calling it now. They're going to make a run. The other teams are playing so poorly right now. The Bengals have a chance to catch them in that division, and I fully expect them to. And those injuries are starting to mount up, especially on the defensive side of the ball for Buffalo.
The Chicago Bears taking on the Green Bay Packers.
Look, dude, I've said it all along, and I haven't given the Bears their due respect. They've got a great record. But they're playing at Lambeau Field, and I think that makes the difference. The Packers are going to win this football game because the Bears are going to realize they're still the Bears. Give me Green Bay.
That wasn't disrespectful at all, Joe.
None.
Bears are still the Bears. I'm taking the Packers at home.
Packers. Colts and Jags.
Big game.
AFC South.
Huge
game.
Jags are at home. I think that makes the difference. Look, you got to load up if you're the Jags, and I think teams are doing this to stop Jonathan Taylor. If you do that, you make Danny Dimes throw, bad things happen. I'm taking the Jaguars.
Yeah, I'm taking the Colts because I agree. The Jags might try to take away Taylor, but I look at the passing game, and if Daniel Jones on a broken leg can find that tight end Warren and find some of those receivers, I don't trust the Jags secondary.
Sunshine.
I'm also taking the Colts because this feels like a must-win for them, knowing what their schedule is down the stretch.
Ooh,
if they want any
one.
chance of staying in the playoffs and atop the AFC South, they need to win this game.
They've got the toughest schedule of anybody, I think, to finish out. So, yeah, you're absolutely right. But give me the Jags.
Sunday Night Football, a game you can listen to here on 94.1, brought to you by Flight by Yingling. The Houston Texans. So, hey, Texans fans, you can actually hear them on the radio this week. Taking on Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs in Kansas City. Give me the Chiefs.
Dude, the Chiefs aren't as bad, are they? I heard Travis Kelce today say, we're just like 3-4 plays away from, and he's right. They've played a lot. They've lost a lot of close games where they won a lot of close games last year. I think Kansas City gets it done. That Texans defense is for real. They are absolutely for real, but I think Andy Reid will have an answer for it, and Mahomes and company win this game.
That defense travels. And you've heard it for a couple of weeks now, and more people are starting to say it. Nobody wants to play the Texans right now because that offensive line is coming together. C.J. Stroud is starting to look more like his rookie year C.J. Stroud. I think they get the monkey off their back. They go in, they make a statement, they eliminate Kansas City from playoff contention.
You know, and again, that would be huge. Shocker that James Pledger picks the Houston Texans. And I hope you're right. I would love to see Houston get this win. I hope when we're sitting at Topgolf in New Braunfels on Monday afternoon, we're talking about the Texans going into Kansas City and getting a win. I just don't know if that offense can score enough. And Mahomes will find ways. And as Joe was talking about Travis Kelce in those one-score games, go look at them. You know, last couple of years, Kansas City has won those. Mm-hmm. But they're desperate now. And will we see a desperate team from Kansas City? And that's what I worry about. If this game were in Houston, I might go another way. I also know what Houston's like when they play in cold weather. They're going to show up in leather jackets, and they're going to get their ass kicked. It's not going to be a good Sunday night for the Houston Texans.
Wow. So was the Cowboys game not a must-win for Kansas City?
No, we kind of need it.
Oh, okay.
Now it's must-win.
No, it kind of was a must-win.
Kind of was.
They didn't win. But this is different. Jerry World's a difficult place to win.
Dude, there are so many Kansas City fans there. It was, and there'll be a lot of Kansas City fans at the Chiefs game against the Texans because it's in Kansas City.
There will be,
and Taylor will be there.
Absolutely.
She will?
Well, sure. Why not?
She's not at all the games.
Come on, she's not going to miss that game.
She's there. That might change my pick.
It's too late.
Too late.
You can't become a Swiftie now, bud.
Okay, but he's always been a Swiftie. Are you kidding?
I don't blame him. So am I.
I'm a Swiftie.
I'm a Swiftie.
Mm-hmm.
God, that sounded alike, didn't it?
Sounded like you.
Sounded like me.
Fred Villarreal on YouTube, must-see TV on Sunday night. And I think Facebook told me, Fred, it's your birthday. Happy birthday, man. Enjoy your weekend.
Hey, well, happy birthday, Fred. I didn't know that. Congratulations. Go have a drink on us.
Yeah, send Pledge the tab.
Yeah, in spirit.
Thanks,
spirit.
Guys.
Yeah, have spirits.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Extra Innings with Pledge coming up next. 30-minute edition of Extra Innings with Pledge. That is coming up, and then we'll have some football for you right here on 94.1, Tulane and North Texas. Of course, the fellas in the morning on Monday, they'll get you started at 6 a.m., the Morning Huddle with AJ and Rob. And Minix and I will be at a Topgolf in New Braunfels on Monday afternoon. We get started at 2 o'clock. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, the weekend.
Riding I-35 with the Blitz.